Well, hello everyone. Hope everyone's having a great evening. It's another Wednesday live stream. I got three laptops on the docket tonight that we're working on, and they are all laptops that have some sort of burnt issue, or that was the description the customer put. So I hope everyone's ready for something. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I don't know if it's going to be entertaining or not, but we will see how it turns out. So hello, North Carolina. Hello, everybody. Look at so California. DIY Dave's in the house. How are you doing, Dave? Hey, Mark. Hey, Rick. Hey, Budney. How you doing? Jack is here. Perfect time. Just got back from dinner. Tacos and tech. Perfect pair. Perfect. Green juice tonight. I did go get some green juice, and I've already drinking half the bottle because I need a little pick-me-up. I was contemplating on taking a little nap right here on the floor right before the stream because I am zonked already. I'm tired. Hello from Round Rock. Hello from Colorado. Ottawa, Canada. Hello. How's everyone doing? This is well timed. All right. Hello from Mexico City. I talked to somebody from Mexico City today. I wonder if that's you. Hello, Chief. Hello, chat. Jamaica here. Jamaica me crazy. Sydney, Australia is here. We've got lots of people tuning in tonight, so about 300 people, 350 so far. So the three laptops we have on there, you can vote right now. They all have, two of them are Inspirons, and so they're going to be, but they're newer Inspirons, so the boards are expensive, so they're not, they're definitely cheaper, but I just don't have the boards, and it's going to be easier to fix, I think. And then one of them is a G series, so but they're all like no power, and they have some sort of burn. So, hey, thanks for the cheer. How you doing? Hello from Egypt. Egypt. Wow. Okay. All right. Another Ontario, Kingston. All right. Australia. Gotta check the Discord for, check Discord for a pick from DIY Dave. Let's take a look here. What we got? What are we cooking with, DIY Dave? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Hello. Hey, it's Indiana Nate. Look at that. So I guess I'm whipping those MOSFETs into shape apparently. So look at that. Oh, that's a very unique picture. I think someone sent me that on email too. I appreciate that. It doesn't have my likeness as much, so yeah, if you can like adjust that, that would be great. But that was my Lumberg impression, by the way. So hello from Florida. Black screen. Oh, you didn't see it? Okay, hold on. I hate when it does that. Let's see. Screen. Okay, so you're not seeing my screen. Give me a second. Let's see what we got. I got to change the display. Primary monitor? There we go. Crazy screen. Okay, so we'll go back to Discord. There it is. Now everyone can see it. It's Indiana Nate in his house, but you know, the likeness here on my face doesn't look too much like me, so I was thinking maybe you can work on that a little bit. But we do have all the stuff in the shop. I'm standing on the table. I'm you know, beating up that MOSFET. It's happening. It's happening. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so I fixed that issue. Thank you for pointing that out. Hello from Connecticut. No bad audio. Nice. How did I fix it? Well, I turned it off and on again. Now I reloaded the drivers. On both of my Bluetooth, or they're not Bluetooth, but whatever, my Rode microphones. I reset them back to default, loaded the new firmware, and then reset it up. So I just started over from scratch. So, oh, nerds are in the house. Should you be wiping liquid metal? That's what I should be doing. Wax on. I should be throwing liquid metal balls at people. Look at this guy from Pineapple Express. Yeah, that's what I kind of look like. What's his name? What is that guy's name? Cannot remember his name. I don't know. Monday in Dallas, today in Brazil. Wow, Lee, that is quite the journey there. Did the nose come with a mustache and glasses? Right, it's like, yeah, you just stick it on there. Hello, it's all set up. I got an idea. Let's do no burnt ones. You're gonna have to pick a burnt one. There's only 30 seconds left on voting. So if you're on Twitch, I don't know how many people are on Twitch right now. How many people? We got 50 people on Twitch, but we only have 24 votes. Come on, guys. Vote. Quick. You only got a couple seconds left. We didn't give you enough time to vote in general. So Semper, who you created that Twitch vote poll, don't start that until the stream starts, okay? because nobody's notified for Twitch until the stream actually starts. And so I usually wait maybe 5 minutes after the stream starts, or after I start talking is whenever I put that vote up there. And then we get 10 minutes from then. So that's better. Seth Rogen's the name. Thank you. Seth Rogen's the name. All right, so it looks like the G Series is the winner on both of those. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I didn't have the polls pulled. I got to pull the polls up. Pull those polls up. All right, so looks like G Series 48%, 60%, and then 34%. So maybe we'll do the 7445 AMD second, but it looks like the G Series is what won. But they're all burnt, so it doesn't matter, right? Lots of burnt stuff today. I decided, you know, sometimes I go with themes, right? So I have stacks of laptops here, and I'd be like, okay, that's no power, that's this, whatever, it's that. And I said, look, that one's a burn, that one's a burn, that one's a burn. Or at least this is customer description, so I don't know. And then I said, let's just put them all together. It's July 23rd in New Zealand right now. You guys are in the future. Nathan, have you heard from Premise lately? He is missing. Yeah, I just messaged him, actually. I have not heard from him. And that's what I was, yeah, I haven't seen him at any of the streams lately. And the last I talked to him was on Father's Day. So I did message him actually before the stream on Discord. And I've been sending customers to him, so hopefully something's happening there. I don't know, because he works on non-Dell stuff, so I don't know. Does anyone care about Twitch? Hey, is Twitch, is the stream looking better on Twitch this week? Because I think last week it was a little bit twitchy. Is it better this week? Let's see. Is it looking pretty good? It's a little bit delayed. No, is it still jittery? Man, it still looks jittery. I don't know. It's crazy. Looks clear to you. Okay. All right, 15 frames per second. What? 15 frames per second. That doesn't make sense. I'm sending 1080p 30 to Twitch. I believe I am. Because last week it was set to like 2K. Yeah, so sending 30. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Sorry. Just your internet connection. So I have a gig that we're sending up and everything looks good. Okay, so I'm glad that everyone's having a good time. No crackling. We got a good picture. We got a picture. I can't believe. And last I heard, Premise is on vacation. Well, that is a great news, actually. We'd love to know Premise is on vacation. All right, perfect. So fixed crackling. The crackle has been fixed. It's that super glue stuff. Okay, so Nate, just move real slow. 15 frames per second. 15 frames, and that's on Twitch, huh? It looks a little 15 frames per second on there. It does. I want to mess with that stream. Hold on, let me look at the encoding on this real quick, because that looks weird, and it's only because it got reset at one point. Oh, it is set to 15. You're right. Weird. Okay, there we go. Now we at 30 yet? Let's see. I just switched it. I might need to restart the stream though. Not the whole stream, just the Twitch stream. Here, I'm going to stop Twitch for a second and restart it. Just hang in there for a second, okay? All right, let's see if that works. Because it was weird. It was set. There we go. Butter. It's like butter. That's way better. Okay, all right, we're good. Okay, are you guys happy? You guys happy over there on Twitch? I spend a little bit of time, a little bit extra time clicking on buttons to make sure that you guys have nice, smooth. Okay. All right. 30 frames. Yay. All right, that was weird. 15 frames. I had it actually set to 15. So I think I was messing with you or something. I don't know. But don't tell anybody. Shh. All right, so Twitch is happy now. And sync is better now, too. Here. Audio sync. All right. Yay. Okay. Hope it didn't hurt. Okay, way better. Sniff test. Yep, it's good. All right, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then I think we are ready to start on the G Series, because the G Series 7630, which is actually like a 2023 model laptop. It's pretty new. It's pretty new. Let's moss some fets. Let's moss some fets. Okay, so let me grab that G Series. And did everyone enjoy that last Sunday stream, whoever was here? Real, what are you doing? This is for 600 likes from late on Wednesday stream. Thank you so much for that. That is awesome. I appreciate that. What GPU are you running? I'm running a 4060 Ti. It's probably not good enough. Probably not good enough. But if I look at Task Manager, here's what my Task Manager looks like. So it looks fine. So my encoding is only using about 50%, so it's not a big deal. Now I am encoding 2 streams because I have a stream encoded to YouTube, and then I'm re-encoding it to be in Twitch's format. So, but it's not bad. So I don't know. Never had a good issue. Anyway, G series is what we're going for. And what was I going to say? Oh. Windows, Nate? Really? Really, Nate? You know what? I run Linux at home. I've tried to run Linux on this computer. There's too many pieces of software that rely on Windows, but I am now starting to chip away at that. So like one of them is like this voltmeter right here. Where, can I get it in the shot? This voltmeter. And I actually just wrote a little Python program that runs that now, but I haven't used it yet, but we'll see. I wrote it, I vibe coded it, it's not really writing anything. It's just telling stuff to do things, I'm talking about right there. But anyway, so at some point I will maybe do the old switcheroo, but that's fine. Should support 60 on both. Well, I mean, I could try doing 60. The thing is my cameras are not 60. I know people want me to do 60, but this is a 30 frames per second camera. That's a 30 at 4K. So I can do 1080 if I switch the cameras to 1080p 60, then change my canvas to 1080p 60, and then I'd send it over. But the thing is, I record everything at 4K 30, have a 4K 30 canvas, so doing 60 doesn't matter because I'm down sampling. I'm taking my 4K canvas, making 1080p to stream it. So it's fine. Plus, think about it like this. 30 frames per second is very cinematic because this is like a movie you're watching here. This isn't like, we're not doing this high-speed sports stuff. We're talking, it's a cinematic program that we need. I should go down to 24 frames per second. That's how cinematic this is. Randy, thanks for the Prime sub. Thank you. 3 months. That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay. I got gig by gig internet. I upgraded to. It was 10 by 30. I mean, gig by 50 before. Oh, well, what is that? What are you saying there? Oh, okay. Rock on with y'all bad self. That's what we're talking about, though, Scruff. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so are we ready to get going, or you want me to keep talking? This ain't no Call of Duty. This ain't no COD. We ain't no COD going on here. Audio is more important than video. That's right. So when we're doing it, new day, new laptop to repair. Yeah, 30 frames per second is fine for science. Go, go, go. All right, people want me to stop talking. So I was going to ask you, so for last Sunday, did you guys enjoy that old Alienware? If you did, I don't know if you went back and watched it or not. I know some people were there for it live or not, but very cool 2006 pre-Dell Alienware that we worked on. Now, I wasn't able to fix the board live, and I've ordered some components, but I'm not super convinced that those components are going to fix it because the blowout, I think, blew out some other stuff, and I'm not going to have a donor board. And maybe I can find a motherboard somewhere to mess with. But at this point, it's going to end up in my museum. But if you guys like that stuff, because I may try to pick up some other ones too. I'm thinking a little bit older, right? A little bit more pre-Dell, because that was too much on the cusp. So if you enjoyed that, let me know, and I'll see if I can get some more stuff. Get some more stuff. All right, so we have our G series here. Get some more for Big Bertha. All right, I had my 2012 M14X R2 CMOS battery yesterday. Haha, nice. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar, this is a Dell G series. Okay, a Dell G series is a Alienware's motherboard disguised as a plastic cheap laptop. So these right here, you can buy these for, I don't know, $1,000, $1,300 or something like that, but it has the same motherboard as something that costs $2,000 or $2,500. So what about an Atari 64? We worked on an old VIC-20 a while back, but an Atari 64 could be something. Again, I know you guys like me working on things I've never worked on. I think you like watching me fail or struggle. I think you like watching me struggle. That's the main thing. So A 286 to be interesting. Maybe load 3.1 on it or something. I don't know. So I'll play around with some other ideas, and we'll try it. That way we're not always just sitting here fixing stuff all the time. So G-Series was around $650 on Prime Day. You're kidding me? All right, so you can get a G-Series for $650, he says. It probably had like a 3060 in it or something. So anyway, these have Alienware boards in it, but they're just a little bit lower end. Let me pull up the customer's note, and then we'll do our intro. All right, customer's note. When pressing the power button, the light stays on, but the power button, wait, what does that say? When pressing the power button. See, do we need a comma in there or something? I feel like we need a comma. Anyway, when pressing the power button, light will stay on when power button is held, but when it's released, it goes off. So does that mean that power button only stays on when you press the button? Is that what you're saying? I disassembled the laptop and I can see damage area, and I can send you a picture. Okay. And I don't know if they sent a picture or not, because I don't know. Who knows? Hello again. I spoke to you earlier. Okay, so yeah, I did speak to the Cabbage there in Mexico City earlier. So, so hello again. They have a Lenovo that needs a repair. Now, Premise is not here. He's actually apparently on vacation, so that's who I was trying to send you over to, but Premise isn't here. So, words, too many words. Okay, so we're going to do our intro now. Is that the user in chat? Who is the user? This is not the user in chat, the one in Mexico City. This is going to be Lud something. Lud? I can't pronounce the word. I can't pronounce the name. If you're in chat, put a bunch of hearts in there if this is your laptop. I'm going to do the intro. Give me a second. I haven't nailed. Will you nail the intro? Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. I don't know. Stream Aliens. People's Live. I broke a 2006 Alienware. Can I save it? What is that Stream Elements saying that for? That's weird. Oh, shoot. I haven't changed the title. Ah, thank you. Hold on. Let me fix the title of this Twitch stream. I still had it from last Sunday. Sunday. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Actually, I was like, that title sounds not correct. There's something wrong about that title. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, I fixed the Twitch stream title's name. Okay, now we're back. We're okay. Nothing to see here. All right, so let's do an intro. Okay. Oh, you're putting hearts in there. Is this your laptop? This isn't your laptop. You only put hearts in there if this is your laptop. Is this your laptop? Now you got to put something else in there. We got to put a different thing in there. You guys are confusing me. No. All right, so let's do the intro real quick. What model is this? 7630. Okay. All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved, and this time we have a G-Series 7630. Now, this is a lower-end Alienware disguised as a cheap laptop. So these laptops, am I going to nail this? You guys just killed me just now. Hold on. What? What? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. These hearts have thrown me off here. Is this actually his laptop or not? Not my laptop. Okay, now I'm back. All right, so let me go back in here and do this. All right. All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved. And this time we have a G-Series 7630. Now, this laptop doesn't power on except when you press the power button. It turns on momentarily, only while you're holding down the power button. Now, I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. I feel like that was like a 1 out of 10, guys. Take 2. I don't know, because I was going to try to talk about it being cheap, but I don't know. I just didn't have it in me. So anyway, take 3. Yeah, we need to take 3 on that one. We need to cut that entire scene out. Someone gave me a 10 out of 10. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Whew, still harsh. Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't know what I was going to say. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Whenever I film them for real videos, I usually film 2 or 3, usually 2, but sometimes 3, and then I just kind of take the ones. Yeah, we'll put that in the blooper reels. I'm fixing a laptop. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so first thing I want to do is see if it turns on, which it shouldn't, because that's what they said. But we'll press the power button. Nothing happens. I don't see any lights here. I'm going to... Oh, we need to reset the power meter. It is at 12 amps right now. We reset that. We'll pull up the power meter. We're going to plug in the power and just see how much current it actually pulls. And I'm going to put a 240 watt charger on this one. All right, so keep an eye on the power meter. Darn it, when it's spiking like that, I got to reset it. Hold on, let me reset this. And it's locked up. Great. Let me reset it. Sometimes the power meter is not perfect. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's supposed to stay down flat. I don't know why it sometimes gets into spiking mode and I have to reset it. You have to turn it off and on again. Okay, mic is good today. Yes. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is turn it on, or plug it in, and then we're going to see how much power it actually pulls when we plug it in. So I just plugged in the charger, and I got nothing. I got nothing at all. This is a 0-0, guys. That doesn't even make sense. Is this thing even on? Is the DC jack even plugged in? That's what this looks like. Did I break the power meter? No, I didn't break the power meter. I don't have another system to plug it into. But this, when we're not pulling any current at all, to me it looks like it's actually... I don't think the DC jack... my guess is the DC jack's not plugged in. That's what my vote is, because it doesn't make sense. Dang, the screen is dusty. You guys, this screen is not as dusty as I've seen. I've worked on some really disgusting laptops before. Let's see if I can pop this bottom off. And the bottom is off. And look at this. Who predicted that? Because even if there was some sort of short on the board and it wasn't going to pull any current, it should have actually spiked up just a little bit. So I was right. Chosen, thank you for the 3 months. Prime sub, thank you. Not plugged in. So, but I see something here. They're pointing at something. So everything's unplugged. Everything's unplugged. But what are they pointing at? So this plugs in here. This is an arrow here. And I see a burnt something. Because there's a burn on the board, because every single one of these repairs is going to have a burn on the board. So I can already see something that I don't want to work on. Why did I sign up for this? Why did I get into this business? Huh? You have to tell me. Oh gosh. Well, I think we have a problem, guys. What do you think? Let me pull this sticker out of the way. All right, there's your sign. So I see a couple things. I don't know if you can see it or not, but let me get something to point with. So this chip is cracked. So we have a crack right across it. This whole pad is burned up here. You missed last Sunday, so this is punishment. Hey, Tazzy. Well, I'm glad you made it tonight. Yeah, last Sunday was fun. We had that old Alienware that we worked on, a pre-Dell Alienware. But this is punishment for sure. I could see that this whole trace is blowed up. And what was here, though? I bet there was an inductor there. What do you think? I bet that was an inductor. It does say PL right here. So we have a PL. This is a PL. So I bet that we have main power rail voltage here, and then we had like maybe a pair of inductors that energized this pad right here that went into this chip, and then this chip produces another voltage here. We maybe had a shorted capacitor over here or something. I'm just trying to figure out how it could have happened, but carrot compared to a donor. You guys want, I can get you. All right, so this is going to be a M536P. We'll see if I have that board. I think we do. You guys ready for that? But I'm pretty sure it's going to be an inductor of some sort. I have stacks of boards, stacks of boards, stacks of boards. You get a board, you get a board, you get a board. All right, so I have a couple of them back here, I think. I try to keep all my boards sorted the best I can, but sometimes it's hard. Okay, here's another one. And this one. I got 3 of them that look similar. I just don't know which one is the right one. So these are the style of boards right here, this kind of shape. And so let's see, 531P, 536. Okay, here's a 536P. And then, I don't know what this one is. 531. Okay, so I have a 536P. All right, so I found one. Found one right here. It says it posts sometimes. Great. It's not really a donor board. Well, it could be. It is. I mean, it only posts sometimes. So it's all the fun, all the rage. All right, so let's put this here and let's look. What did I guess? There's our circuit, and here's an inductor right here. So what I think happened here is that we had a short that showed up in this area right here, and then this inductor kind of went thermonuclear and just kind of blew up this whole pad. Now the question is, can we rebuild this? Yes. And then where's the short? Did this chip short out, or was it an actual like capacitor on this area that shorted, or what? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? You're not feeling super positive on this, Chris. You need to be more optimistic. All right, let's clean this up so we can actually see what's going on. Because it could just be something like this capacitor right here is shorted. Let's see if this area is shorted before I clean it. Oh, good guess. It was a guess. It was a guess, but most of these things are always going to have like, you'll have an inductor going into this area and a coil going out of this area. So when you're creating a power rail, inductor going in, coil going out, and then you'll have capacitors on it. So that's generally the way I look at it. And then is my meter working? Of course it is. Okay. So if we measure right here, we do have a short, 0.4 ohm short in this area, and then a 0.15 short on the output. So maybe, I have no idea. Maybe I have no idea. What about you? So what I'm trying to figure out here is like, is this chip shorted in a way where it's causing a short to be on the input out and output? Or, I mean, there's a crack in it, so it could be shorted to ground and making this whole thing, every single pin short together. But we're gonna scrub it, clean it, pull it off, pull that chip off, and then see if the shorts go away, because if they do, then I think we'll be okay. And then what's the chip number on this? I guess we can look at the donor boards for that, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so I'm gonna clean that up. 9 seconds just to sub for 2 months. Thank you for that. Of course, the inductor job as a fuse. That's right. The inductor will act as a fuse a lot of times on these lower power rails. All right, let's see what that looks like now. Ooh, that looks spicy. Looks spicy. So we're gonna be able to fix this gaping hole, the old gaper. So this needs to go back this way, and then this needs to go that way. So we need to be able to connect this together, and then this needs to be, we could just put a inductor across there, but if we need to connect that together nice and strong like a bull. Okay, nice and strong like a bull. Is the audio off a little bit? Are we out of sync on my mouth? The chat is super delayed. Interesting. How is that possible? I'm getting them in sync here on my screen, and I actually see everything showing up pretty seamlessly on my live versus the what's coming on the screen here. Is my audio not in sync? A little off. Huh. That slid off a bit. The cam is delayed a bit. I mean, I can add a little more delay to sync our audio back up if we need to. Here, let me pause for a second. We'll just look at this. Okay, so let's look at both cameras. So we got overhead and my face camera. Oh yeah, I can see one of them's out. Yeah. So you see how they're not in sync anymore for some reason? Let me fix that. I don't know what happened here, but I'm just going to deactivate that, reactivate that, and now we'll go back to it. So now we're back in sync. Look at that. And now I'm back in sync again. Ha ha! It's crazy. All right, back where we're going. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. I'm so tired of these freaking cameras and OBS and Elgatos, and you know, it's like you're fighting with cheap stuff. That's the thing, you know. I mean, it's not cheap. It's just relatively cheap compared to like spending thousands of dollars on all this stuff. So, what do you do? What do you do? All right, I'm gonna pull this chip off real quick. I just want to see if the short goes away, or I guess you want me to check it before now that I cleaned it up. Just lip sync. No more lip syncing. Blame it on the rain. All right, so this is still shorted here. This is still shorted here. And then this is not. But I think we're going to end up replacing all this junk over here anyway. Eureka! Yep. Blame it on the stars and the shining night. Oh man, I can smell it. Everyone light their burning electronics candle. Everyone light it, because I can smell it. What temperature I'm at. I need some black horse flux to make it smell better. Look at that. Blech. Nice. All right, this works good. New kids on the flux. Nice one. Lead, good one. Where do you come up with those things? Oh, this chip like has a hole in it. Look at that. Oh, are these traces going to be cooked? Can we get it off? I don't want to work. I don't want to. I mean, the heat sink's on this board, so it's going to take more heat now. Because normally on these Alienwares are already really thick, but because I have the heat sink on still, it's going to be even longer. Heating this thing up. No, Mom. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Do I need to grind this thing down? Or is it coming? Come on. Oh, it's just getting hot. Okay. What do I do? There we go. Man, that took a lot of work. That was a lot of work. Yeah, I almost ground it down, but I was going to grind on this one edge, but I could see that it was moving enough, so I was like, okay, it can't be totally toast. All right, so we're going to pull that out of the way. I'll put fresh solder on there. I normally don't like putting fresh solder on these because then I never really have enough solder on it, but because the board's not melting that well. Is my temperature down on my soldering hot air station? You know, I played around with it. My offset was really weird. So the other day, like I had my offset, when I first got it, I put a temperature probe in it when I got my new hot end on it, and a temperature probe it, and so I had to set the offset to like 50 plus, so plus 50. And then the other day I was like soldering, and then it was like, I blew a chip up, like it just like popped. And then it was like overheating, it was too hot. And then I took the temperature and it was 80 degrees too hot. So I had to go 50 back down to 0 and then minus 30. So right now I have a delta of 80 from my last stream. And it's strange. So I don't know if my hot end's going bad. I have more of them. I bought a pack of them. I bought a bunch of them. So, because there is a thermistor in the end of this thing. So basically you replace this little hot end, which what you do. And then in the end I've had the hot air like thermistor go bad, or thermocouple go bad, where it reads one way or the other. So, okay, we're gonna check for shorts now. Back to business. Han wants us to go back to business. Quit all the shenanigans about talking about no other stuff right there. Still have it short here, so this is probably the cause, maybe? What does that even go to? Let's see, does it tell me? PJ, CMOS, is this chipset? If we have a CMOS something here, we might have chipset here, guys. Who said they weren't optimistic? I think you're right. No short here, though. No short here. So we can rebuild this, but I guess this went short, so then this went kaboom boom. So putting a new chip on here. Actually, let's measure and see if we're supposed to have 2 ohms right there. I doubt that's correct, but all right, let's look at this one. Can anyone tell what that's supposed to go to? PU, PL, PL, PJ. Sometimes it will give us a little hint, but the CMOS is a hint to me. I don't know. So this one is 200 ohms. No, sir. No, sir, I don't like it at all. Blue, welcome. Yeah, live show. We do them twice a week. I do 8 hours of live streaming a week, and some people are like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you did that." Well, I'm glad you made it finally. Okay, so we have something really bad here, but I'm gonna take out the RAM just in case it's related to RAM being in here. I don't know, but 2 ohms seems no bueno. Inductor bridge on the traces. I don't know. So RAM is out. Still there. All right, I mean, we can inject on 2 ohms. Now, it could go to chipset. Yeah, look at this, guys. So we have that chip right here. You flip it right over, and you got the chipset right there. So I guarantee it's the chipset. And Jim, she's dead. Jim, the chipset is dead. I do declare. But I'm going to have to pull the board out in order to confirm that. So let's get screwing, guys. So I'm not even going to replace that chip. So the kind of the plan of action, when you take things off like this and you find that when you took off the chip, there's still something shorted. Yeah, we could inject voltage right now, and I can even, you know, separate that bridge. You want me to separate the PJ? The old PJ? I'll separate PJ for you. So this is a solder bridge that separates one power rail from another, so you can actually isolate traces and stuff. So I'll just take that off of there. And let's see. Do you want to see? So it's still attached? Hold on, it's still attached. Give me a second. Use the donor board. Fix the donor board instead. There you go. That's a good one. Because that donor board starts up sometimes. It posts sometimes. I don't really know. I can't remember what it was. It was just a kind of a weird board that came in. All right, so we separated here. So we are separated now. Okay, so is the short on this side? No. Is the short on this side? Yes. So it's no longer shorted over here on this part of the, you know, going into this. So none of this has anything to do with the issue, okay? So this is 19 volts coming here. We have an inductor jumps across here. That energizes this area. This chip will produce probably 1.8, like I think we're guessing 1.8. 1.8 goes into this inductor, comes out of here, and probably goes over to our chipset, which is probably L-toasted. David, thanks for the 7 months resub. Thank you. All right, I'm going to pull the board out. We're just going to conclude or confirm that we actually have a shorted chipset. And then we can cry for a little bit. Okay, you want to cry? You want to cry? Well, we got to find the worst faults there are. All right, I don't feel like unscrewing screws. So can I hand this off to my junior tech, please? Please. He wants to be my junior tech. Stand behind me, and I can just hand it to him. Here, they're going to unscrew this. All right, I'll just do some banter while I'm unscrewing this stuff. Oh, multiple problems. No, this isn't multiple problems. So if you do it as like clues, why did the inductor blow up? The inductor blew up because it's like trying to put power into this one area that is basically stopped, right? So it's like, think about it as like water pipes. That's kind of a good way of thinking about it. You have a high pressure line, and it is trying to put water down this one pipe that all of a sudden got stopped, and it just blew out the side, you know? So you need to figure out why where's the clog? Well, the clog is probably in the chipset where it's going. Somebody flushed something too big down that toilet. 2.1 gigawatts. Gigas. Blue, use their Prime sub for 3 months. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And anybody who uses their Prime sub, I get a kickback, and it doesn't cost you anything. So it's a pretty sweet little deal that they do that. This one's just going to be a really big rabbit hole. The rabbit hole's not... I don't think this one's going to be too big of a rabbit hole because it's either going to have a short chipset or it's not. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to look at it, short chipset, and then we're going to be like, all right, dishes are done, man. Or we can say, all right, let's put it on the BGA machine and pull the chipset off and reball a different one and put it on there and see if that works. And I say, no, 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 no. Prime sub. Yeah, so if you have Amazon Prime, so if you have an Amazon account and Amazon Prime, if you go to Twitch and then you and you sign in with your Amazon account on Twitch, you can actually subscribe to my channel using your Prime account, and you're allowed to support one streamer per month for free, and it gives me like $4 or $5 or something like that. So it gives me money, but then it doesn't cost you anything. So that's why a lot of people, you'll see these Prime subs. So people just jump over to Twitch, subscribe, and you don't even have to watch on Twitch, but you can just do that, and it just kind of is kicking me some money to help me go down these rabbit holes, you guys, these rabbit holes. I do have Prime. Well, there you go. Now you have to create a Twitch account. Twitchy Twitch. All right, so you guys having fun with this? I think all the network data are using this kind of slow. It seems to be out of sync together. Syncing Twitch and YouTube might be faster than... I mean, I have full speed going up right now. So right now, is it out of sync again? Yeah, so my cameras are in sync again. And that seems to be pretty quick over here. I don't know. You missed a $5 donation. Darn it. Sorry. Sorry. Let me see. I miss stuff like that all the time because there's too much stuff going on. It doesn't tell me, and I have to kind of look for it when it happens. San, thanks for the Prime sub there. Oh, and maybe, you know what I don't end up seeing is if you do it through PayPal, I never see those. It just doesn't come up. So I thank you for that. I appreciate it for the $5 donation. If it's a Dr. Sonic, no Dr. Sonic. Dr. Sonic, that was all fake. That was a fake. Dr. Sonic came and donated 400 memberships, and they were all fake. I ended up not getting any money for them, and at least I didn't get a chargeback, but nothing happened. It was just for fun. Nathan's always screwing around. I know. This is the story of my life. How many times have I turned the screwdriver in my life? Dr. Sonic is probably AI. That'd be funny if it was like some sort of AI bot, right? Can somebody write a bot to do that? Yeah, it was supposed to be like $2,500 or $2,000 or something like that. And then, which I would have only gotten like 60% of that or something like that. And then taxes, they tax a bunch. So maybe I would get like 30 or 40%, but still, it was something. And then I got nothing. Fake. Dr. Sonic. I didn't start designing that shirt. All right, and the motherboard is out. All right, so that took enough screws, but not too much time. So I'm just gonna take the heatsink off. So the chipset's right here. This is what I believe is bad. And so if we do end up seeing that we have the chipset shorted, we're just gonna move on. It was a cyber attack. Dr. Sonic equals Dr. Fraud. He had me going. It was a crazy stream though. I don't know. It was about a month ago, and he kept donating 50 subs at a time. Not subs, memberships, YouTube memberships. And then we never saw him again. And I went and looked at his channel because it links to his channel, and it's like I think he was in a different country, like South America somewhere. All right, and the heatsink is off, And it does have liquid metal, no LLM, so it's not leaking or anything, but we do have liquid metal on here. So very, yeah, it's applied perfectly, staying right there in the center. Now here's what I hate about liquid metal, people. You see these spots where there's no nothing on it? You see how there's a lot here, but there's none here? And the same with this. You'll see these areas where it no longer has enough heatsink compound to even keep it cool. And so we always end up getting hot spots from it. So I don't know. Don't know what to do. But anyway, your sink in UK. All right. All right, so here's our chipset. I just want to measure the caps, the capacitors on the chipset. Is that a chip? Is it chipped? No. Fake. Fake. All right, so let's just measure all of these caps on here, capacitors, and figure out if we have any shorts on there. Or your heatsink. All right, you ready? Who thinks we're going to have a shorted capacitor on here? Me. I think we will. 16 ohms. Could be okay. It still seems low to me. Should be like 50. There's our 2 right there. Now, the 2 doesn't mean it's the chipset, but we do have it tied to the chipset. So there's our 2 ohms that we have going in. Mike, thanks for that Prime Twitch sub. And Jimmy, thank you for the Prime Twitch sub. All right, so it could be in the core. It could be one of these capacitors that are on here. It could be something else that's tied to it. So it's hard to know for sure, but we're going to do it. Randy became a donor a coolest fan. Thank you for that. Rudy, sorry, excuse me. Rudy, thank you for that. All right, so let's, what do we want to do? Do we want to inject voltage? Yeah. So I'm just going to inject voltage right here on this capacitor on here because I'm crazy Nate. Crazy Nate. So let's get under the thermal camera and set up the voltage injection tool. And so we are going to inject using, since we're at 2 ohms, we could probably do closer to 1 volt. And we won't hurt anything on a chipset either at 1 volt. Spent 2.5 hours driving home from work. What? Yeah, so I think this is going to be a chipset issue, not a GPU issue. Let's see if I can get this cleaned up. Got to get all this stuff set up for you so you can all see what's going on. All right, so we got 1 volt, and I'm just going to clip onto our ground, and then we're just going to inject right here on one of these. I'm just going to inject right there. Do y'all want a split screen? Y'all like that better? Here, we'll start with just the regular here. I'm not getting anything. Hold on. Let me get a better ground than this. Start again. Didn't we measure that shorted? It's not shorted. Hold on. Or at least it's not taking any current. Oh, this one's fine. It's this one that's shorted. 33 ohms. This is 34. This one's nothing now. It was 2. I guarantee. Didn't we just measure 2? It was the third one. No, that's 32. What the what? 32. What the? What? I don't understand this, guys. I swear we had 2. Does that mean that some gate opened or closed? Wait, a transistor turned on or turned off. Hold on. That's not right. Let me go back over here. Let's see. That means this changed. And now it's not shorted. Oh wait, it's on this side, sorry. 33. What are we going to do with 33? Dad, thanks for the Prime Twitch sub. What are we going to do with 33? We can't do anything with 33. So 33 is fine. There's nothing wrong with 33. It's fixed. We fixed it. Solder ball? Heatsink? I swear it was there. Maybe it was just a gate. Hold on, think about it. Maybe there was something that was shorting the ground to shut it. Yeah, or it could be the heatsink itself, but maybe something was shorting the ground as like shutting off, like a MOSFET or something like that, and then it finally woke back up when because it was right whenever I touched it with the injection tool. So it might be fixed. So let's replace these components because 34 is perfect. I'm fine with that. I scared it. I said, you better work or else I'm not going to put up with nothing else. All right, so we got to find chips for it, though. We have this board, which I guess we could steal it from because it doesn't work anyway. It kind of works. But I'd rather maybe keep this board more intact and just see if we can find this chip somewhere else. So this is a KDEKA. I think I have one of these that's more of a donor board. Power rail shuts off. Okay, this one I already have as a parts board. So here's a parts board. And cool, it has the same setup on this board. It's a different part number board, but it has the same chip and the same setup. So we'll reattach that and put that chip on there, and then I can somehow run something across there. Novister, thank you for that Prime Twitch sub. Doesn't that should have 220 ohms? Well, I guess we could, oh, you're right. Didn't our test one have 220, 221, whatever it takes? Let's read this one. But I'm like, 30 is better than 2. What is this one? So this one's 200. So that one's 200 on that board. I'm just going to go through a couple boards. We're going to take the mean. This one's 228. Yeah, we still could probably have an issue. 228. And this board. $200. So what do you think? 220, 221, 228, 200. Not 30. This one is, oh, sorry, 32. So it's still too low. 32 is too low. Okay, so what do you want to do then? You want me to just not do anything? Because there's nothing I can do. Otherwise, we have to put a chip back on here, and we have to jump that back across, and we have to turn the thing on in order to see what's getting hot. Check the chipset on the donor. 160 ohm difference is the average, but we're looking at, yeah, that's if you're averaging, but you have to do the mean, not the average. But so 32, 32, 30, that's 17. 17 is too low too. 32. Well, like, what's this one? That one's fine. I think this thing's done. But the reason why I'm saying, like, look guys, you cannot inject voltage into 32 ohms. You just can't do it. Nothing will happen. I would have to put too much. Yeah, look at that. Inject 60 volts at 10 amps. Continue on. But I was just saying, let me just put the chip on there, do the jumper, do a quick little jumper. We'll just put a wire across instead of an inductor, you know, properly calibrated, of course. And then we'll turn the thing on. We'll just see if the chipset gets flaming, you know, it could get really hot. Ah, yeah, do the fireworks. Who knows, the chipset might just like pop. Like a popcorn. All right, so this is we're gonna use that as a donor board. So let me pull this chip off. It looks cracked anyway. I think it does look cracked. This is gonna be our donor chip. so don't lose it. We're gonna do some Soren raw dogging. Has anyone ever said to Soren to raw dog something? Does he even know what we're talking about? It's like, you know, properly calibrated raw dogging, of course. An LEC light emitting chipset. That's pretty funny. It was true. 1 volt will still show at least a small temperature change. Not at 32 ohms. I can, because you can't even get enough amps to go through that. Because I don't even have a current limit on mine. And so it can put 18 amps into it if it wants to, but it can't. There's nothing, they can't even take that. Yeah, it doesn't seem hot enough now. That's crazy. Yeah, look at that. So even with this, do I have to change my delta again? Darn it. Hold on. Let me turn this off. I just don't want it to be wrong. Change my offset. 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 Calibration. Offset. Okay, I have offset of minus 30 because it was measuring it that. I'm going to put it back to 0. Okay. All right, we'll see if this does better. Tap your tip. I should tap my tip. Last thing I need is to crack this chip here by overheating it. Need a little bit of butter for the popcorn. Karin, thanks for the Prime Twitch sub. Thanks for the support. Come on, buddy. A little 480 degrees now. Now I have it at 480. We'll see. I never have to go to 480. Probably why Soren goes to 480. I smell Girl Scout cookie. There we go. 480 worked. Okay, it's not really 480. If it's not heating this up, then it's not 480. So don't do what I say. Yeah, the hot air, the tip, I need to replace it probably. I use it all day long every single day, so. And I have more of them, so we could change it out in a few minutes if we want to. But. Nice white dot. What is that supposed to mean? Is that a pickup line? You trying to pick me up? No flux for you. That's right, when I'm taking it off, I don't need no flux. Where we're going, we don't need flux. Right here, we do need flux. Because then we just tap, tap, tap. Get rid of this little ball here. Now it's 450 because it has a 30 minus offset, but then I just put it at 0 offset. So now we're at 0 offset and I'm running it at 480. So now I'm back to the other offset that I was at before. I don't know, whatever. I just need to put another thermistor on it and then, or thermocouple and measure it. So now we got to reconnect this dual MOSFET here. No, this is the jumper bridge. There we go. And the last thing we need is a properly calibrated wire. And so the goal of this properly calibrated wire is to attach this 20 volt line right here over to this area right here. Oh, I guess we'll have to jump it here too, huh? Because those aren't attached anymore. Sounds like it's 50 off, 60 off. Okay, so these need to be attached here. And then it should be attached here. So all this should be attached together, I guess. But usually you attach it with an inductor. This would normally be attached here and the inductor goes across there, but it blowed up. So I'll do a wire from here to here to here properly, the proper way. So I have this 0.2 millimeter wire. Fuse wire is what I call it, but I don't know. No, don't do it. So we're just doing this just to kind of figure out if the thing's going to explode or not. It's the way that it's set up is. Do you want me to confirm that all that's supposed to be connected together? I know people are scared of what I'm doing. Don't be scared, little one. Don't be scared. Okay, so here's our chip. So this one's in a different orientation. Here, I'll do one that's in the same orientation. This one. This one's in the same orientation. So here's the thing that blew up. So what we're trying to do is this whole pad goes all the way across here. And so right now it's separated, so I'm going to put a wire across that. And then instead of doing an inductor, I'm just going to do a wire here. And I mean, I guess I could put an inductor there, but so this is connected to this, and it's connected over here. So Nicholas, thanks for the Prime sub. Look at the donut for traces. Are you guys not okay with jumper wire instead of an inductor? Do you think the power's gonna be too dirty? You dirty, dirty power, you. Can't get worse. All right, does everyone concur that I'm not gonna make things worse? Where's that board at? Do the inductor. Dragon wants me to do the inductor. Okay, all right, we'll do the inductor. But first I gotta at least connect these things together somehow. Gosh, for the love of science. The love of science. Jumper. Not dodgy. This is not fixing it. I would do the actual inductor if I knew I was going to fix it, but this is not fixing it. This is just testing. For the purpose of testing. All right. Don't do that. Stop it. I'm trying to get that to go flat. Dadgummit. Get over here. It's like there's this big blob there, and it's like molten. Yeah, it's my dentist drill. Let's see, maybe I can. Does this want to melt? I don't think it wants to melt. I don't think it wants to melt. For science. He dies, it dies, we all die. Just do it, Soren. Do it the Soren way. What? Just because they designed it like that doesn't mean it's the right way. That's what he says. That's his method to his madness. All right, so we're going to put a wire across that at least, and then I'm going to jump this to there and there. And we can do an inductor. We can induct all you want. Welcome to the adventures of Crazy Nate. I know this is a little crazier than the regular videos because when we're in the live stream, we have to raw dog things together sometimes. All right, so this is going to be our properly calibrated wire. Stop it. Stop doing that. Stay right there. Stay in your home. Come on, dude. Okay. Oh, come on. Stay there. Perfect. Stay. Sit. Sit, boo-boo. Sit. Good dog. Rough. Okay. Here we go. Good. What? Does that look dodgy? No. No, it doesn't look dodgy. All right, so that's going to be good. Brand new. And then I'll just put an inductor across there because, you know, it's the real way they've designed it. But this has to be here, no matter what. No matter what. Ow! I just touched the soldering iron with my hand. No, foul core. Okay, now let's pull this inductor off of here. You get an inductor. You get an inductor. No inductor. We haven't done the inductor. Better than factory. I could say like nothing has ever happened. Don't do it. Don't do it. Would you rather me do a wire or an inductor? Speak or forever hold your peace. So this is an inductor. Inductor is just a coil of wire that smooths out power signals if it has ripples in it from a uneven power source. But this is the 20 volt line coming from the charger, so I don't understand. It's not like it's coming out of a switching power supply or something, so I don't know why we even need this piece of junk here. Okay, so we're going to put it right there. It's going to look so fetch. Okay. Wire, wire. All right, inductor, inductor, wire, wire. Look at all that going back and forth, back and forth. You guys know how to do it. Okay, that's there. Now the wire would have worked, and this would have worked too, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so it's brand new. Brand new. Brand new motherboard. Nothing but the best. Okay. So let me just make sure that we have connections at all spots. All the spots. Okay, so from here to here, I concur. From here to here, from here to here, I do declare. I do declare it is fixed. It's like a Tetris game. This is more like a Twister game. Okay. Clean this up. See if I can get all that junk out of there. Get all the junk out. This, you know this isn't going to work anyway, guys. That's why I didn't want to put too much effort into it, but the chipset's shorted regardless. Irregardless. Concur? Concur. I do declare. I mean, you know, do you guys remember that Office episode where they were like, the English, or the American Office, where there was, it was like they were doing some sort of like role-playing game, and Michael kept talking about him declaring things. I do declare. It was just the funniest episode, and I've never been able to find it ever again, so, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. The Office was classic. Think positive. Okay. You guys want me to make it look pretty too? Sure. Yes, Nathan, make it look pretty. Okay, we'll make it look pretty too. So we'll put solder mask on it. We're going to do it like it's fixed, and it's not anyway. Is the chip in the right position? Don't make me think twice. Think twice. Yes. It's in the right position. Does it look crooked, or does it not look? So this is pin 1 right there. You see the dot, and you see the dot or the marking right there on the board. Oh no, it's 38 and the AC died. Shoot, get in your go get in your car. That's crazy. Yeah, 38's what, like 90 something, 96 or something? That's crazy. We don't like that. Looks like the dog's breakfast. All right, so what we're going to do is I have a little bit of solder mask. And so we're just going to fill this in. And then you're not going to be able to tell that this thing was ever worked on. So this is better than factory. If I can get it all in there, paint it. So this is my Bob Ross painting, all right? Just a little bit of that crimson blue, or majestic blue, or whatever he calls it. Let's just beat the dickens out of it. Okay. Just a happy little inductor. We won't tell anybody about this other happy little wire here. Well, 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 I do declare. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Gotta find some more of this stuff here. Okay, so we're gonna put that down the chute. Oh, don't get on top. Stop it. Okay, get down in there. Good. Just a happy little. That's too much. That's not what I was trying to do. Just trying to get down in there. Get down under. Down under. Stop it. Okay. I'm going to have to pick some of that stuff up out of there. It's the Wild West. Okay. Let me get some. I got to pick up some of this because I can't have too much there or else it won't cure. Okay. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. There it is. Don't look at the UV light. All right, now look at the mess. Behold the mess. Let's clean this mess up here. Wow, you missed a spot. Yeah, that happens. It happens whenever you're being crazy. All right, I don't think this works. I don't think it's gonna fix it. But it will look good not working. Sure will be a lot cooler if you did, man. What repair? This is all factory. This whole thing is factory. Oh, crazy. Cheese whiz. All right, well, that's curing, so this is still curing right now. Drink some coffee. Barney Light hardens the softies. And we're almost out of green drink. Apple, celery, cucumber, kale, and collards, and lemon. Well, it's worth a try. Well, yeah, this is, you know, it's a type of practice soldering practice, I guess, if it doesn't work. All right, so that's probably cured by now. Let's see if it's hard like a rock, like Barack. Like a rock. All right, so there you go. So, like nothing happened. You can't even tell there was a repair done in this area. Only if you squint your eyes like this can you tell that anything has happened. 4402 and 4401. What? What? No ginger? Yeah, this one doesn't have ginger. I really like ginger in all my stuff, but they didn't have any ginger. Please Google raw dogging. You know what raw dogging is, people? Raw dogging is when you're sitting on an airplane and you just sit and stare forward the whole time. Here, I'll do it like this. And you don't do anything. So, it's not what we're doing here, but it's sure is fun still. All right, let's measure our resistance now. What do you think the resistance on this coil is now? Do you think it went up or down? What do you think? Up or down, or stayed the same? Contradiction of terms. There's a slang. There's also a slang for raw dogging. I mean, I can understand like raw dogging could be something else. You think it went way up, someone went to zero, same, same, same. Urban Dictionary says otherwise. What is it saying then, Toby? Another stupid TikTok challenge. Oh yeah, it's probably a TikTok challenge, yeah. Sideways. Okay, so here we go. Hold the circuit breaker. Ready? 32. So we're still at our 32, which was something. I call it the same, right? Because it was 0. Then we took the chip off. We got the 2, and then we tried to inject voltage, and then went to 32. Oh boy! All right, so y'all get ready for this. This is gonna be fun. I'm just gonna pull this DC jack out. We're actually gonna turn it on under the thermal camera because, you know, chaos. Maybe we'll do it under the dual lens here. Who's Uncle Bob? What about Bob? Okay, so did we figure out what raw dogging was in a different term? Sorry, I missed it. 33, 42. Urban Dictionary says different. What is it saying in the Urban Dictionary? Sorry, I missed it. Please, tell me. I need to know. When I first got to the US, I was Fess, and you guys told me to tickle girls' palms. What? She slapped me. I don't know what Fess is. By the way, Nate, what's your record for the most watchers? Because you're getting consistently more than you used to at the first started. YouTube's usually around like 1,000 is the normal, and then Twitch is usually around 150 to 200. It depends on like if it's a weekend day, it's usually more like Sundays. My record I think on YouTube was like 1,600 people, and then record on Twitch has been like 350, I think, something like that. All right, raw dogging equals no glove, no love. Well, that was a very simple way or clean way of saying that. Very nice. What? Fess is foreign exchange student. Oh, Fess. No glove. No glove, all love. That was the. No raincoat. Oh yeah, that was the very clean version. Very, very clean version. Good job, Dad. That's 70 show. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we have to focus on science. I guess that's a science thing. Raw dogging for the win. Okay, so I have this plugged in. So here's our chipset. I think it's going to go boom, boom, but it may just go bang, bang. The animal channel. I want to turn it on under the thermal camera. Now I'm trying to think, should we do it under a split screen? You guys like the split screen? So if it does go pop, pop, can we see it still? Let's see. Where's it at? Right here. So if it pops, I doubt it will pop, but you know. And right now there's a reflection on it. So can we get it straighter? Less reflection? Oh, okay, split screen. That's what we're doing. And then I'll keep an eye. Current max is reset. This is an IMAX theater. All right, so chipset's here. You can see the little die. And so what we're looking for is to see how hot that will get, ruby red, or nothing will happen. We may not pull any current at all, but you know, it's all part of the adventure. All right, you ready? Raw dogging PCBs. We need to submit our own raw dog definition to the Urban Dictionary. See if they can get that updated for us. Stat. All right, plugging it in 3, 2, 1. 0.02. No pop pop. Chipset on. A little spicy. And hold on. Hold on. The CPU's on. Is it starting? That looked like it was starting to me, guys. The CPU actually turned on. Quick. Quick, quick, quick. Did we even think we were going to fix this? Okay. It's because I built it so, like, sturdy. It's only because I fixed it the real way. If I would have just done, like, the quick way, it probably wouldn't have worked. I've seen 36 ohms on the chipset in the past. I know I have 2, but I don't see 36 ohms on a chipset. I don't first see 2 ohms on the chipset, then see 36 ohms on the chipset, but then measuring other boards see 200 ohms on the chipset. So that's what's throwing me off. 1-year warranty. You saved another laptop. Well, I can at least say that the laptop turns on now. So it's doing more than it was before, you know, so they should pay me for that. I can't believe. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten a picture yet, guys. You guys are so congratulative. And I haven't done anything yet. It hasn't happened. It has not happened. Okay, so that's in there. Measure the rail again now. Ooh, you guys are smart. Maybe it changed. 14, it's even better. Now it's at 14. Oh gosh, I see no point. But maybe it just likes to run a little spicy. Maybe it's part of the chipset's messed up, and maybe it will look like it's turning on and it's going to get to a point and stop. I'll tell you what, if it powers on, which it does, we have won part of it. We've done our part. We can make it blow up again. Woot! It's moving, it's moving. It moved, the shrinkage. Okay, come on, get in your home. Is the chip you're replacing baking? No, it wasn't baking hot. When it heated up, I can't remember how hot it got, but it definitely wasn't hot enough for it to say that was the hottest part of the screen, because the CPU was kind of like in the thermal camera also, and that was up to 70. So it didn't get burning hot, and that's what I would thought it was about to do. Wasn't it 120 before? No, the other test boards were 220, 221, whatever it took. And then this one was 2 ohms, and then it was 32 ohms, and then now it's 14 ohms. So yeah. I'm going to ask you to come in on Saturday. Come on, dude. Can't get this in this hole. Okay. It's like I don't even need these things plugged in. Yeah, I saw 32 degrees C. 32 is, that's perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to put 1 screw in here, or 2 screws, just so it doesn't fall out and make me look like a fool. That's a spicy. That's a spicy meatball. Ken! Don't appreciate your mods putting me in timeout for answering questions, Nate. Check your mods. All right, everyone. Do not. What happened to Ken? What did Ken do, guys? I don't appreciate that. Ken's a supporter. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Ken. I'm not in charge. I've never put a single person in timeout, I can tell you that. So I don't know, but we'll have to figure that out. I do not know, but I'm sorry about that. I appreciate the donation. Dragon Ball loves the power. He has the power. Okay. Are we ready? It was a typo. You guys, you can't put Ken in timeout for a typo. Ken's the man. Oh, okay, y'all ready? I'm ready. You ready? We're all ready. I can hear you guys saying you're ready. Okay, Richard's jokes. Okay, so I plugged it in. 0.4 something. We got 2.5 amps, 50 watts. That's good. Keyboard backlight. I have keyboard backlight. A keyboard backlight. Can you see it? Do you concur? All right. Again, I said raw dog equals no. It may be auto mod for that then. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry about that there, Ken. Yeah. I get it. I get it. All right. Up to 57 watts. Up to 56 watts. Up to... Hey, we have a picture I can't believe! I saved another laptop! Can you freaking believe that? Wow. Wow. What? What? Bro, that's crazy. Dude, okay. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten far enough yet to prove anything, but we thought, what were we thinking, 5% chance maybe? I don't know. We were thinking nothing, no chance. Wattage is too low. Okay, let's plug in a higher wattage charger. I have a 240 in there. Let's go 330. 330. I'm going to plug the battery in now. I didn't even have the battery plugged in. So we're going to plug the battery in. Be very careful with my precious computer we just fixed. That's crazy. All right, that deserves a round of applause, people, because we didn't think that was going to fix anything. Now, it's only because I fixed it in a way that made it look very, very pretty. So, Jack, you've got to be kidding me, laughing my ass off. Go, Nate, go. Thank you there, Chris. Let's see if I can get the turn on there with the higher wattage charger. It was the Wi-Fi card all along. Clap, clap, clap. Give it 24 hours to burn in. All right, waiting for it to come back on. Now we're up to 7 amps, and we have picture. Okay, perfect. Boom! Repair's getting hot and spicy. Soren would be proud of that properly calibrated wire. Now, do you like the way I set that up? So I have that nice wire that goes across there, and then the inductor. So this definitely was an interesting one. Now, when we opened it up, we did see that the DC jack was unplugged. We saw that there had a nice big explosion. Now, that power rail that was actually blown up was an inductor that was tying the 20 volts to a 1.8 power rail. We had the IC blown out. Looked like the actual chipset that was tied to was shorted out. We had a low resistance of 0, and then 2, and then 32. But after replacing the IC and rebuilding that whole area and having to put a properly calibrated wire there, we got it back up and running. The laptop did turn on, and I'm actually pretty excited. Do you guys want me to boot it into like a test OS? Let's see. Let's put a test OS in here. I'm not... Ken, put it under the thermal camera and see if it's getting hot. That's a good idea. See, Ken's full of good ideas, people. Ken is good. He's full of all these good ideas. I'm going to put this in here. Okay. Put one screw to hold it in. Blanche, you guys want Blanche? Wait, I got to set up a Blanche that's not a, actually this is my wrong one too. Blanche is my Windows 10. I mean, we could do Windows 10. It just won't have all the drivers. I need to make a Windows 11 Blanche because you guys love my Blanche. Okay, so Blanche is my Golden Girls themed operating system. So I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to look at it under the thermal camera and see if we are getting anything super hot. I'm going to turn it back on now. It's back on. Let it boot up. So it hit 10 amps for a second. And so here's the chip that we fixed. It's right there. It's just like a normal heat. This is the back of the chipset itself, which says 60 degrees, which is pretty freaking hot. But it is under a heatsink, so that should actually keep it cool. But 60 degrees, whew, that's hot. What about this? We're at 60 here on the back of the CPU. Oh, we should do a Betty White, Windows 11 Betty White. I'm on that, yes. I'm totally on board for that. Put it in the microwave and see if what gets hot. No, buddy. Yeah, 60 is kind of hot. 64, we might still have an issue with the chipset for sure. Let's see what voltage this is at. We got 1.8, a solid 1.8 on here. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what temperatures it's supposed to get up to. I mean, that seems, 65 seems hot, but there's a heatsink on it, so 67. All right, taillight warranty. You guys, oh shoot. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. And now it's dead. I sparked it. All right, let's turn it back on. Oh, of course, I blew something out just now when I was turning it over. Did you guys see that? Taillight warranty. Where'd I hit? What'd I get here? Right here. So when I was turning it over, the DC jack jumped over here and hit this capacitor, which is what I was trying not to do. And you see that capacitor is cracked now? Well, isn't that special? All right, so I'm going to fix that. And I'll do this at no charge. So no charge fix. I'm going to screw the DC jack back in though, because that's what pisses me off about these DC jacks when they're not screwed in. It like jumps out of whack whenever I'm moving it. Kaboom. Kaboom. Tazzy. This is why I donate when I can. What are you doing for free is outstanding. Thank you. I'm doing things, you know, I have to do these things for free sometimes just to donate my time to replacing capacitors I just blew out on my own. This isn't the first time and it probably won't be the last. I got to be very careful when I'm working on these things. All right, so DC jack screwed back in. That'd be crazy if this is, yeah, now the thing doesn't turn on anymore. I'm surprised it turned on a second ago. So, all right, we're going to take this guy off of here. You can tell he's cracked, so it's pretty straightforward. This is whenever I would pause the video and then edit this out. Here, let's do that. Just want to replace the capacitor for science. So I have the battery unplugged, the charger's unplugged. We're just going to pull this guy off of here. I broke another laptop! Poor Cap. He acted like a fuse, didn't he? Got him off of there. Say hello to my little friend. That was crazy. Change the paste. I'm not changing the paste in the video, but the paste will be changed because I did open it up in general. So we're going to take off the liquid metal and put PTM on there, but I don't do that on the stream usually because it's boring. Boring. You guys like things that are boring sometimes. The short is gone. Will it turn on? Everything is a fuse right now with the right current. Did the one next to it, is that what you're saying? Get a piece? I think the one next to it's fine. I saw the spark. I hot glued another laptop. That was crazy. Hot glued BIOS. So crazy. So crazy. Now, whenever you have something that arcs like this and you're just arcing right to ground, it's not usually a damage that will affect anything because all you're doing is actually taking the 20 volts and just shorting right to ground so it's not it's bypassing everything else, so it's not like a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, it's just not a big deal, you know what I mean? So it's not something I'm super stressed out about. Fuse wire instead. That's what I should have used. No cap, no short. Come on. Okay, I burned another laptop. Did you guys watch the short I put out today? I put out a short, I don't know, it's only been out for 6 hours or 8 hours or something, but so basically it was a 9530, so XPS 15, and the GPU was blown up and melted, and it was because that same type of situation happened underneath one of the inductors on the actual GPU. A trace burned, and so then that MOSFET was no longer running, and the other two had to actually run it, and ended up burning it out. So it was pretty crazy. I can't believe you did the same thing I did on my G series last year. I felt like a noob. Yeah, it happens. It usually happens when this is unplugged right here, or not screwed in, so it just moves around. So I'm gonna make sure there's no short here. Make sure we don't have a short. And we're good to go. All right, resume blanching. We have to blanch ourselves into infinity. So battery in, blanch is installed, and will it turn on? And should we clean the screen too while we're at it? Whew, this thing is filthy. Thing looks dirty. Dirty. Ah, this is gonna feel so much better. It ended very funny. That's right, it always ends funny. All right, so there we go. That's nice and clean. So what I do with this is just distilled water with a little bit of alcohol in it, but it's mainly distilled water. And then I always just use like a little chamois pad to clean the actual screens themselves. Back to the beginning. All right, round 2, round 3. All right, we have a picture. I can't believe I saved another laptop. Okay, I fixed another laptop. Oh wait, well I blew out another laptop. Oh, thermal image. We're gonna, now that the jack's screwed in, I'm okay flipping it over. I feel like it's not gonna freak out. So, hey, look, Twitch spam bot. Do we have a Twitch spam bot? Twitch viewers stream promotion. I don't have any stream promotions. What are you talking about? Doing it boring. You're doing it slowly. What is water IPA ratio? Oh, so this is basically, it's filled all the way to the top with distilled water. I'm using distilled water, and then I usually just put like a little bit of like 99% alcohol, just a tad, and it's really just to cut it down just a little bit so it has a little bit of grit. So I would say for this whole bottle filled up, I'm probably only putting in like, maybe like, I don't know, a little bit. How many ounces is this? This is 10 ounces or 295 milliliters. So maybe I'm putting in like 1 ounce, 1 to 10 maybe, or 0.5. Something like that. Lloyd, thanks for the Prime sub. Prime 95, then thermal camera properly calibrated. Okay, Ken. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, we got to boot into a drive first. Not the same as thumbs down, though. Like a Jack and Coke. Yeah, something like that. Although that's a pretty tight ratio there. It doesn't want to boot off of this. I bet it has that new Windows security keys. Have you guys noticed that? Because Windows is updating all their secure boot stuff. It's like if secure boot is on and you have the old secure boot keys in your BIOS or in your drive or whatever, it doesn't play right, so you have to turn off secure boot. Secure boot off. And I bet the drive will boot now. So basically it's not even booting up because it doesn't even know it exists. Try 0.5 first, yeah. You missed a spot. Nope, that's the screen. That's interesting. Yeah, distilled water works so good. So we used to use a higher percentage of alcohol, but then we would find that if we got any alcohol on anything else, like these plastic pieces are okay, but some machines it will start like peeling and stuff like that. So you don't want to do that. $2 chats, 50 characters. Sorry. You're sorry you sound so demanding. Oh, I didn't know it's 50 character limit. Oh. No, Ken, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm very sarcastic, but I appreciate everything you're doing and donation and all that stuff. We do have it booting up now. Did you see that? I had to turn Secure Boot off in order to actually boot this operating system because the way Microsoft is changing their Secure Boot keys. And they're starting to push updates and enable BitLocker and BIOS level. Do you think the RAM prices will drop soon? Well, they're already dropping, right? They might have went back up again already, but did we get a reboot? It might have went, I think we, they expired in June. Yeah, so that's like all these machines that I'm having issues now are all having issues, and you have to disable Secure Boot to get it to even update. No sarcasm allowed here. Ken, yeah, I do it because $2. I do $2 because I do like 20 per night. Yes, you are definitely a 20 per night type of person. I appreciate that. Thank you. I usually use glass cleaners on the screen. Glass cleaner has ammonia in it, and I'm not a big fan of using ammonia on LCD screens. So we're in a boot loop right now, so it means that you can't see it going into a blue screen, but a lot of times the blue screen would be the storage controller. So I'm going to change this to HCI because it's probably RAID dependent, and so I bet it's rebooting and just not telling us, so I'm switching it to HCI. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad I switched to Mint 22. And I ran Mint for years, Mint 18, or let's see, 17.3, then 18, then 19, then 19.3, and all that 20. And then I switched when I went from 21.3 to 22, it screwed everything up. So then I switched to a few different Linux distros, trying even Arch or Fedora based, and then even tried using, what did I try using? Zorin, some Debian stuff, and then I ended up going back to Mint 22 at the end. So I went and played with like 5 or 6 different ones, like even reconfigured my entire computer, all my stuff, and then I still ended up going back to Mint 22. So Mint 22 is what I'm running right now. Ooh, this heatsink's hot. This is crazy hot. Oh my gosh. Pop! OS is great. You know, I still haven't used Pop! OS, and that's still just Debian, right? It's just Ubuntu. I mean, not Debian, but Ubuntu. Lubuntu, that's super light. It's been too long joining these lives. Well, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, because I have Zorin. I always pay for the Zorin license for the, donate to the developers because I do like their polished look. Mint and Bazite. Bazite's for gaming more. I want to switch to LMDE personally, which is, I think they did fix it better because I started at LMDE 5, not LMDE, what is it? Is that, yeah, Linux Mint Debian edition? Yeah, so I've tried 5, then 6, and then so I guess 7's out. And so 7's probably more polished because I think they're trying to get away from Ubuntu altogether. Isopropyl alcohol will remove rubber coatings. Yes, so we have like on the M18 machines, those that have like a rubber coating, and it will totally, almost like it's like paint remover. It will literally like make all the stuff bubble underneath, like you're removing paint off of walls and stuff. Fans plugged or cleaned. I feel like the fans are clean. There's plenty of air coming out. I think it's just because I don't have the bottom on. It's just sitting flat on my rubber desk. It's just getting freaking hot. Yeah, now it's starting to cool off. I haven't lifted up now with this. Nabara. I ran Nabara for a little while. That was one of the distros I switched to, and I freaking hate either the KDE that it's using or KDE in general, because I've never used KDE. I like the look of KDE. I just did not like. I'd rather use Cinnamon if I was going to use a desktop like that than KDE. I don't know. There's just something clunky about it. There's old Blanchy. There's our girl. I don't know if do we have drivers in here for this? Old Blanchy, she's in the house. Yeah, this drive is not set up for this machine. My other drives are already set up for this machine. KDE used to be good, but now it's so buggy. That's what it feels like. But And then also, being on the cutting edge, I don't necessarily want to be on the cutting edge of anything. I just give me something that works. You know what I mean? Right? I don't mind if it's a year old or whatever. Just give it to me that works. All right, so the 4070 is actually here. The UHD graphics is here, so that's looking good. And it did boot into an operating system. I hate KDE. GNOME is the way to go, because GNOME, and then Wayland, now I have issues with Wayland, especially with doing multi-monitor. So for instance, I have a 32-inch curved monitor that's 4K, and then I have above it is a 27 or something like that, but it's not 4K, it's maybe 1440p. Whatever it is, the two resolutions are different. It hates it. Trying to do it in Wayland. I was just having an issue trying to get them to both set and then scale and do all this stuff, and it was just like, I don't know. It pissed me off. So, sawfish. All right, look at that. It's running, and I don't see, why don't I see all the frames per second here? Full screen. Weird, I'm not seeing. Oh, it says right here, 77 frames per second, which seems kind of low, but looking good. The temperature's at 61. So anyway, we got this one fixed. I can't believe. Do you want to look at the temperatures of the chipset now? Let's see. Try Arch plus Hyperland? Hyperland. And what version of Arch? Just Arch 40 whatever, you know. Officially saved. Next. Yeah, nobody's ready to move on. Here, I'm just going to look at the chipset's temperature real quick. Is the Claire a woman? Is the Claire the woman? I do declare. All right, so that's 67, and this is 66. Okay, so I think that just kind of maxed out at 67. I'm okay with that. I think it's working. So, looks good to me. I fixed it twice. So, you know, whatever it takes, 6.7, 6.7. So this is shutting down, and we can start on the next one. Now, the next one is the 7445 Inspiron AMD edition, which the two other machines are exactly the same laptop, same model. One's a AMD edition, and one's the Intel edition. But I don't have boards for either one of them, so I'm going to have to fix them. And they both have burns on them, too. So, hello from Indiana. Any Arch is great as a replacement for Wayland. Okay, so, but see, Arch distros, like, so, I just don't know enough about Arch. That's the problem. Does not count twice. Okay, nobody. Thank you for that. Is this shutting down or what? Shut down. Can I just pull the plug? It doesn't like this Windows 10 on here. With no drivers. It's trying to go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Okay. There we go. Finally caught alive. Who is that? Puzzles? Puzzles. We've been waiting for you. You know, it's been, I don't know, a year and a half doing lives, and every single week I'm like, dude, Puzzles has not shown up to any of my lives, and I just don't know. And so finally, Puzzles is here. So everyone say hi to Puzzles. Okay. I'm gonna clean up my area before we get going on the next one. Welcome, Puzzles. Welcome, Puzzles. I want to shout out to somebody real quick. So, Terry, I don't know what your handle is, Terry, but Terry sends computers into me and stuff, but he sends me fun little gadgets. He sent me this thingy. He said he had an extra one. So you know how I inject using these things? So I have an injector and then a clip. Well, sometimes I have to do a bypass on my GPUs in order to figure out which side's shorted or which MOSFET's shorted on here. And so in general, what I would do is I would just take this and I would clip it on here like this, and then I would kind of poke it, and that way I can kind of poke in there. Well, this is a special thing that you just clip down in here like this, and now I have an injector like that. Boy. So Shout out to Terry. Thank you for that. I used it today. I appreciate it. Okay, so the next one is the 45, and we're going to get the 45 cap. All right, so here's our 45. Inside the Dell looks crazy compared to a ROG. I've never even opened an Asus, so I'm sure it looks crazy to me too. This one says that no power, there's a burn on the motherboard. That's what it says. Burn on the motherboard. All right, so like I said, burns, burns, burns. You get a burn, you get a burn, you get a burn. Terry, what is this thing called? I don't know, but look at this. Hold on, I did this earlier. Let me show you. So if I grab this, so if I take my little guys here and stick it in there and then pull, it pulls out one of these. It's weird. And so it's basically just like a little interposer, or not, whatever, a pokey thingy that threads into the end of one of these almost. That's what it looks like. And then that is poking down into this to make it extra pokey. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Oh, not too wordy again. I like the not too many words, I can tell you that. All right, so this is the Inspiron 7445 2-in-1 AMD edition. That's a lot of words. All right, let's get going. What did they say was wrong with it? It says no power, there's a burn on the motherboard. All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved, and this time we have an Inspiron 7445 2-in-1. This is the AMD edition. Now, this machine says that it has no power at all, no longer will power on. They did see some sort of damage on the motherboard. Now, in this type of machines, usually I would just replace the motherboard because it is an Inspiron. It's going to be a lower end machine, but I don't have these boards, and I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. Whew, I'm struggling tonight. Struggling. Can't talk. Why can't I talk? Sometimes I'm better than others. I don't know. Oh, and I didn't change the camera view either. Sorry. All right, screws. Thank you. So my screw bowl needs to go with the other machine. And we'll just grab another one of these. So AMD CPU dead. Is that what you're thinking? Is that everyone just going to jump out the gate and say that? You get a bad CPU. We thought the chipset was bad on the last one. Sure, we'll say the CPU's bad on this one, and then we're going to fix it. All right, the first thing I want to do is see if it turns on. Now, this is a 2-in-1, so it does bend all the way back. You need a brand. Oh, to melt the Parts People logo on the lid. Bzzz, that would be sick. Oh, yeah. Put it in the flames and then melt it on the back. That'd be super cool. Was it the Wi-Fi card? You know, it's been a long time since I've had it be the Wi-Fi card. But do we have a poll? Oh yeah. Well, we can do polls, or people can just chat and what you think it is right now. Wi-Fi card, CPU, because the poll, I would have to write a poll. You want me to write a poll? I can write a poll if you want, but chipset is in the CPU on the AMD. So AMD doesn't have a separate chipset. It's gonna be on the same die. Oh, a resistor, Ken. Ken might be calling resistor right now. Okay, all right, I like that. All right. Ben's back, crack. Yeah, this is kind of cool though. Sit there and be like, I'm going to use this as a tablet. Whose company draws the animations on the boxes? Who's your company that draws the animations on the boxes? So I had them, I designed it a long time ago myself, and then I had a company print them on my boxes like years ago, and I haven't updated that in a long time, but it was, so the die that I got, or the whatever, I guess it was a die. It was probably like 8 years ago or 10 years ago. And then I bought it one time and then they use it when they make my boxes. Okay, crack cap. What do you use as a fume extractor? I think I have a link in the video description. This is, I think it's a Honeywell. This is the filter for it. It's huge. It's huge, man. It's huge. The machine's underneath, it's a Weller. Okay, so here's the Weller cartridge right here. And it's huge. And I think the machine costs a lot, like $700 or $800, because it just goes to a box underneath here. It just sucks down there and just filters through a box underneath here. So it's not even going outside. Okay, enough of that stuff. Blooper, blooper, blooper. Okay, so let's just see if it turns on. Press the power button, nothing's happening. Let's go ahead and plug in the power. Does this take a barrel jack? No, it's USB-C, so let's set up our USB-C. There should not be any LLM or any leaking liquid metal on this machine because it is an Inspiron, which is a low-end machine. And so they only put those on machines that use the higher-end CPUs and stuff like that. All right, sorry. I have to get this set up here for you guys to be able to see a USB-C on the screen. So I'm using my Franken cable. Okay, Franken cable is engaged. All right, so now you should be able to see the current draw in here, but I'm going to reset this. And we'll turn that on. Okay, so it always starts at 0 on this, and then it should go to 5 and then go to 20 if it starts turning on. So I'm going to plug it in now. 3, 2, 1. 5 volts, 20 volts. And then it did a spike. It's doing a couple spikes, 3 spikes. This is what I love about the spike power meter, because it actually is trying to turn on something. You can see it right there. Is that your fume extractor? This is my fume extractor right here, this thingy. And I just kind of push it off to the side. Did we miss the intro? No, we did the intro and it was really crappy. So you didn't miss much. Nothing to miss here. We keeping max on the amps on there. I've already cleared the spike, so we're good with that. Love the channel. Thank you there, Yay Simp. Yay Simp. Sometimes your names are hard to say, man. And using the cable for the battery spike. This is the battery cable that we were trying to make. I kind of stopped working on it because it's kind of hard to make a receiver hitch here for it. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, but carefully calibrated for 13 months there. Ken, you were the man. Thank you. Okay, so let's press the power button and see if it does change and do anything. When we press the power button, it's not doing anything. You saw it was jumping around when we first plugged it in. I'm going to open and close the lid, see if it does anything different. So at this point, no power, not turning on at all. And they did mention seeing something on the motherboard. So do we have a burnt something? Dragon says I nailed it. I don't think I nailed it. The thing is that sometimes I have ideas in my head on what I'm going to say, and then sometimes I don't. And sometimes I can just make it up as I go along. All right, so we're going to open up the bottom and take a look inside. Let's find a burn. Didn't they say there was a burn? There is a burn on the motherboard. So their note says there's a burn on the motherboard. Are we going to have another fun fix? Oh, now my nose is itching. All right, I'm going to get that shirt. Just wish I could wear it here at work. Which shirt are you going to get? This one? This is the one I made for the greatest technician that ever lives. Oh, new intro, new laptop. It's broken. And what do we have here? It's a brand new car. We should announce it like it's on Price is Right or something. What's the cap with people? What's the cap with you? All right, we're gonna get this here. Okay, and the bottom is off. All right, we'll take a quick look around. We have the main battery here. It is OEM. This machine looks almost brand new. Now, you can see it has a serial number here. This is what I'm always looking for. We're also looking at fonts when we're looking at that. It does have a SSD installed. The Wi-Fi card is installed. Looks like it has 2 sticks of DDR5 memory. And what brand is that? TimeTech? Ooh, that's some fancy memory. But it does have 32 gig modules, so we're looking at 64 gigs of RAM in this Inspiron. Probably worth twice as much as the entire laptop. But although this is the higher end version of the laptop, it's a 7000 series, so they are higher end. But still, 64 gigs of DDR5, that's a lot of money. And then it looks like they even upgraded their drive too. Terabyte. Nothing but the best. 1 terabyte. So The machine, we got to figure out exactly how far the current's going. So I'm going to plug in the power, and then I just want to take some measurements on the board. We can also look underneath the thermal camera, but because we're not really pulling anything, we are just getting those little spikes occasionally. You see those little spikes? That's the only thing we have to go by. That's it. That's all we got. But I want to look around. I'm going to keep that plugged in. That way we can poke a little bit while we're looking around. Holy cow. That's worth 2 of those laptops. Although these boards, they're probably still pretty expensive because these machines are still pretty new. So here's where our USB-C plugs in, and there's our TimeTech. I don't know if TimeTech's any good, never even heard of it. Who makes the actual chips themselves? Doesn't say. I can't tell. Okay, do you guys recognize that? Is that TimeTech also on the chips themselves? It's interesting. And let's see. So I'm gonna look around here. We don't see anything obvious there. Let's measure and see if we have any voltage on our main power rail. Where's the burn? I know they said they see a burn, but I was like, I don't understand. How could they see a burn if I'm not seeing a burn right now? Right? Burn! Where could that burn be? It should be somewhere where we can see it. Yeah, I just don't see a burn. Is that it? Like I'm looking at that little spot there. Can't even lift that up. That might be it, because that's the only thing that looks noticeable. Let me unplug this. I'm going to unplug the battery too. And I want to measure the main power rail just to see if we do have a short on the main power rail. The best thing to do is just kind of go to a power supply of some sort where it's trying to produce some power, and then just measure on that, the input capacitors. It's kind of the best thing to do. We got 1.5 ohms and 0.2. So this is going to be our positive side, and 1.5 ohms is going to be on our main power rail. And I guess I have a poly fuse there too. I wonder what it goes to. Screen maybe? So we do have a short on the main power rail. TimeTech is sold on Amazon. Cheap stuff before RAM apocalypse. So that makes sense. Let me pull this heatsink off so I can pull these little covers off of here. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah. Do the smell test. That might be a good idea, actually. We'll get my nose out and we'll do a little gander around the board. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Maybe that's on the back side. So there's our AMD GPU, or I guess CPU and GPU, everything, chipset, the all-in-one chip. And here I'm going to take out the Wi-Fi card. It could be the Wi-Fi card. Didn't someone name it being the Wi-Fi card? Let's see, 2 24 gig kits for 100. I think the 64 gig kit was $100 to $120, $120 to $150 at the time. Crazy. That is crazy. Backside usually smells. Oh, you people. You people. You get me every time. You make me read it, and I just don't know what I'm reading until I read it. I don't recommend smelling the backside. So I'm going to take out their data. Their data is safe. All right, now with the data out of there and the Wi-Fi card out of there, we still have a short, and still at 1.6. 1.6 ohms is pretty low. Ooh, what am I smelling? Now this one doesn't even smell like someone's house. Usually a laptop smells like someone's house. This one smells like manufacturing. I do not smell a burn. Okay, well that was good. Let me pull this off of here. So this is the area that was it. We found it. That was it. So here's what I was looking at. So it's a good indicator. These plastic sheets, it's almost like that's what they're for. They're like indicator sheets, where they're for indicating something burnt. So I saw something that looked weird right there, right? And yeah, it's right there. Do you see it? It's not really a hole, it's just kind of a discoloration. Just a discoloration. I'm going to take out this RAM too. Nailed it. Okay. I'm going to get this out of the way somehow. Now this board we're going to have to take out to do any soldering because it's so thin and it will end up melting the machine to try to solder with it in there or heat. So it's just a capacitor. Look at that little capacitor, that little Dickens. Oh, it's two capacitors. Do you see two of them, guys? Can you tell that both are cracked? I'm trying to get the contrast right for you. Let's see if I can get the contrast right. There we go. Is that better on the contrast? So, yeah, this is an easy pizza. Look, cracks right there, cracks right there. Does that crack? And we have an explosion here, so this was probably the original explosion, and then this heat probably cracked this one separately. So this one probably went thermonuclear first, did that same kind of burning of the pad right there, and then but I'll be surprised if nothing else is damaged though, because sometimes when we have these shorts and we have other things that go bad, so you can't, you know, we can't just say that's it. Because what is this for? What power rail is this for? Those are dual MOSFETs, yeah. So each one of those is a dual MOSFET, you can see, right? And we have a leg there, 3 pins, 3 pins. And then center pad right there. So that's a dual MOSFET, that's a dual MOSFET. So this is creating a power rail there. I don't know, I'm not convinced that's gonna be easy. And then this is our BQ chip. So 25728, which I'm not familiar with, so you guys can help me with that. So I'm gonna take the board out in order for us to do this. I'm sorry. I know, you guys love me taking boards out. And there's our short in this area. So let me get this board pulled out and then we can continue. It's the battery charge circuit. That's what I'm thinking. But the battery's over here. So we can actually check to see if the positive, is this ground? So this is the positive side. Does it come over here? Sorry. Does it come here? No, I don't think it does. Come back. So it comes to here, right? I can't tell. Try to read what it does. Yeah, so it looks like it comes here. There's a big trace here, goes over this current sense resistor. We have our comeback MOSFET, and then this produces the 12.6. So yeah, this would be our, oh, these may be shorted. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let me go ahead and pull it apart so that way we can solder responsibly without melting things, because I don't have these parts at all because this machine's still fairly new. So why the heck did that thing blow up? Use hot tweezers? You think I could just do it with hot tweezers? I mean, the board is thin enough. All right, you want me to do it for science? Okay, well, we're gonna use hot tweezers for science. I hate hot tweezers just because they never get hot enough. They're cold tweezers, but it's because I'm working on Alienwares. So if you're not familiar, hot tweezers are, it's basically 2 soldering irons together in one. And it's tangled up in my wires here. And it never gets hot enough on a Alienware because the board's really, really thick, but these Inspirons are thin. So yeah, you might be right. I know. And then we'll just use some hot air to assist. Okay, we will do it. Science coming in hot. So we'll start out with just pulling these off of here. So I'm going to do a 250 air assist if I need to. And then we're going to see if we can get these off of here. Swarm, thanks for the resub on the Prime subs. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let me get some flux on there. Hot tweezers all the way. Yeah, I just hate them because I work on Alienwares. Like, I don't work on these thin boards very often. So, I mean, I have to use 450 degrees C all the time on just my hot air station, and it still takes forever. So I may be pleasantly surprised on how easy this is to get off of here. Let me get some air on though. Smoky. Smoky. Yeah, it could be welded down too. I mean, that one trace is definitely blowed up. Blowed up. Completely blowed up. So I'm not using any hot air. And what? Raw dogging. Okay, so I'm going to use a hot air assist. Still. So nothing's happening. So now we're going to do a 250 hot air assist. 250 hot air assist. Or we can add solder, you know. I mean, there's all sorts of different techniques here. It's moving. Okay, got that off. And 250 isn't going to be too hot for the board, so I'm not super concerned with that. I got to rotate this a little bit. Yeah, I know. Put leaded solder on it. It's so much work. I don't wanna. No, I know. It definitely would help if I just add a little bit of solder to it. So we'll do that technique too, where we add a little bit of solder to it. A little bit of leaded solder. Perfect. Perfect. The other side's not even attached anyway. Nobody. 2 regular soldering irons on a door hinge. Are you freaking kidding me? On a door hinge? Okay, look, that came off without even having the hot air by just adding leaded solder. So is that the trick? Is that the trick? Doesn't work on Alienware, I'll tell you that. Put one on the pad, use the pin. I need a pin. I don't have a pin. And my soldering station I've had for 20-something years or something crazy. It was framed. I was framed. All right, so what do you want to do with this junk? This thing looks so bad. Can you even see how bad this looks? Can you see it? Can you even handle the truth? Look at this. This is that okay? And this is right here welded, I think. That's like a piece of, I'm going to have to grind down. What do you want to do about that? 409, we'll clean that right up. Little Windex. All right, so I'm going to just try to clean it up so we can see what's happening. But yeah, you can see that the actual metal went molten. I'm going to switch back to the regular soldering iron just so we can kind of see if the soldering iron will melt it, but I'm pretty sure that that is all real. Yes, that's metal. Yeah, it's not melting. It's hard. It's like a rock, like Barack. All right, so we're going to grind that down with a grinder. We got to bring in our grinder. Where's the short? You want to see if the short's gone? The short should be gone because this was shorted and that was shorted. The short is gone. So the board should actually turn on now. So we don't have a short anymore, but we want to fix it properly. Although Sword would call it good, right? He'll replace the capacitor in another video. Just gotta get this as low as possible, as flat as possible. It's like art. Some of this stuff is like art. You have to be very careful, but you're gonna make it look nice. Okay. I like what you've done there. Okay, let's see if I can pick that up. Okay. What do you think? Looking better? Looking better? Ah, that's a good old pad right there. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to make room. We might have to do something properly. Add some proper stuff going on here. We'll see. See what we can make out. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Conformal coating wire. Or my fuse wire will work. So we have that there, we have that there, we have that there. Okay. So I could probably put a capacitor from here to touch there, but I may not have enough there. But does this come to here? Because I might be able to put the capacitor that direction. No, wait. That wouldn't make sense. Why would it go that way? These are together. So this is together. So no, I need to go this direction. I could put a wire underneath this and then have it sit on top of that. That could work. Yeah, properly calibrated wire would probably be the way. Just, I think hooking a capacitor here, letting it sit there, and then just put a wire to it, and then put the capacitor here. I think that'll work. And what do you think these things are? 10s? 10 microfarads? I think they are. Seems like it. 0805s? 3s? I don't know. Change the value of the single cap. Let's see what we have here. So I have these are 10s. Put some 10s on it. I don't have a donor board for this. I have something close. But like I said, this is a machine that I don't have because it's still too new. I don't have any of the parts for it. So I don't have any palm rests. I don't have any, I bought a test machine. I have a test machine for it, I think. 7440. Yeah, so I have it in a 7440 2-in-1, but this is a 7445 in Spiron version. But I had to buy the test machine, but I don't have all the parts. I just have like whatever I bought. So I have like boards that look similar to it, but I don't have boards that are the same. Let's see, AMD. So like here's a board that's kind of similar. That was a magnet. It popped on me. Magnet, get out of there. Board view? Don't have board views either. I mean, maybe there's a board view out there. I don't know. But I don't think it's that important because this is going to be the main power rail right here. And so I'll be putting a main power rail capacitor. 10 is always good. It's a good filter cap. There's so many other ones on there. We could also just leave it off. And I'm sure that will be fine too. So I'm just going to put this on here. So look how big that is. And it's even has a different, it's a two-tone look. It's like a racing stripe. We're putting racing stripes right there in the middle. So it's an upgrade. 3.3, if you had to guess. Should we pull one of these off just to prove that it probably, yeah, if we pull it off though, it's going to be something completely different. And then it's going to be like, well, now what do we have to do? I mean, 10s are not going to hurt anything. What do you think? Should we pull it off just to look for science? Just to kind of close the curiosity loop? Who wants to do it? Who wants to pull it off and look? I don't care. I think it doesn't matter either way. Look at that. Viper stripes. I think it looks good. Yeah, we're going to need a wire. So I'm going to put a wire across these two, or maybe this whole little area like that. Send it. Send it. Okay, I'm going to send it, I think. All right, so now my favorite part of doing this without hot air is soldering it back on. It's a pain in the butt to solder things on when you don't have hot air because they don't want to sit right. So you have to kind of tack one side and tack the other side and tack one side and tack the other side. Stay. See if I can get this. I'm using my offhand here for to hold the tweezers. Hold on, let me see if I can do it this way. Because I use my soldering iron in this hand and my hot air in this hand, but then whenever I use my tweezers in this hand normally. So right now I'm using a soldering iron and a tweezer, so therefore now my tweezers are in my offhand. Let me add some more solder to this. You're messing me up, man. You're messing me up. For the love of science. So let's put extra. More is better. More is better. Oh, look at that. It's so creamy and good. All right, so I'm going to hold this down in place, see if we can get this set down. Hot air just makes it so much easier. Stay. Hot tweezers is hard to get this in place too. We can try it. I can try it on the other one. Come on. All right, switch. I'll switch to hot tweezers. Okay, let's see. Light a bigger candle. Arnold. More better. Why do I do an Arnold voice sometimes? I have no idea. Okay, there we go. We got it. Stay right there. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now we'll try this one. Oh, this is going to be hard because I can't get down in there. Okay, that works. I can probably just put solder in that corner. What do you think about that? Yeah, I can just put solder in that corner, I think. Because Crazy Nate knows how to solder. More blobber solder. This is going to look so pro when we're done. It's going to look so pro. Maybe we should put a wire. I was thinking solder would work. I mean, solder will work. This whole area is soldered now. Look at that. One big solder bridge. It's a solder potty. We can get rid of some of this. We don't need all that there. Can you even see what I'm doing? We'll go in dun-dun, dun-dun. All right, let me get, I need to pick up some of this. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pro right there. Professional. Trying to get rid of some of this though. Just picking up a little bit of a time at a time. Gosh, still too much there. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, let's clean it up and see what it looks like. Perfect. Do that. You guys really think that looks good? Will you even notice that anything happened here? All right, you ready? Here we go. Big reveal. Oh gosh. Now the question is it good? What I don't like is this bridge here because it's unneeded. That bridge is unneeded. And this bridge technically is unneeded. But this one is needed. So I feel like I want to get rid of that one just to make it look a little bit better. It looks okay. I like that. It looks ... okay. It looks, yeah, looks okay. There we go. Got that off of there finally. Nice. Okay, and then this one, what do we need to do to make this one look better? There we go. I think that looks better. Now I can put some solder mask on there to make it look really good. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? All right, I think we're good. All right, do I need to do anything else to make it look prettier? That's a level 3 bridge. So second and third, just lower R, no problem, no reason. To fiddle. All right, so let's measure, make sure we don't have any shorts or any issues here. What the hell just turned off? Something just turned off. What the heck? I don't know. Did you hear that USB unplug? I just heard a USB unplug. Great. All right, so we did not have a short there. And then all this should be connected. That's good. And then all this should be connected. Good, good. So everything's connected. Bridge to nowhere. We're good? We'll put this heatsink back on and we'll turn it on and see if she fires up. Time for a coffee break. I want a nap. I'm tired. What kind of heatsink is this? This is a horrible heatsink. This is the bottom of the barrel heatsink. I was like, which side's what? So here's the top, and here's the actual side. And the die just kind of sits on this heat pipe, just in this general area. What a great design. Nothing but quality. This is like buying heat sinks from AliExpress or something. It's a fun way of building a laptop for cheap. Just sourcing already made heat sinks. All right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of extra thermal paste on there. I always thermal paste and do everything at the end. So that will be done on a different day in a different video. Looks like a cheap basic heatsink on Inspiron. Messed up last year. Yeah, all these boards always look the same too, these cheap boards. Okay, don't forget the back black plastic. Okay, I'll put that back on later. I will not forget it, I promise. I just want to turn the thing on. All right, let me put their SSD in there too. SSD. Pizza, no cheese, please. Okay, Wi-Fi card is not in there, but I don't care. All right, let's see if this thing powers on. Power. What we got? Where is my USB wire? Here it is. Okay, so keep an eye on the power meter there. We only got to 58 watt or 0.58. No, boom. We only got up to 580 milliamps last time, so we want to see if we get up a little higher than that. Plug in 3, 2, 1. And so 0.01, 0.02, 0.78. Hey, we got to an amp and a half. And I do have fan spin. I can hear something blowing. Oh, I guess I can just bend the screen all the way back. Look at that. Hello, hello. 37C, cooling off. Is it starting to cool down? All right, I heard the fan stop spinning. It's starting up. Yeah, Wi-Fi card's right here still. I have not put it back in there. So while it's starting up, I will grab a hit of my coffee. I put the SSD back in and the RAM back in. So we're just waiting for a CMOS reset. So it's going to go through a programming process of reloading the EC and BIOS information. Picture? I don't see picture yet. I don't see picture. Hit the like button, people. What are we up to on this stream? The more people hit the like button during the stream, the more people that show up in the stream. So like if we want to run like a theory or a test, so we have 917 people on YouTube right now. If everyone kind of like went and made sure to press the like button on their stream and pop that thing up as high as you can. Hey, we got a picture, I can't believe. Thank you for that, Ken. Yes, and it is booting up. But yeah, so if everyone pushes that like button and we get it up to as high as many likes as we can, then it starts pushing it out to other people. Oh, BitLocker, great. And then all of a sudden, all these people will start jumping in the stream, and we can get this up to like 1,500 people like that. So we're booting to a BitLocker screen. Why do you think we're doing that right now? Anybody? Anybody know the answer to that? Oh, no SSD. There is an SSD in there. So I'll let you know right now. So if you do boot into a Windows recovery, so this thing had, I guess, shut off during a Windows or running Windows or something. So when it just turned back on, it went to Windows recovery. And Windows Recovery requires BitLocker key to access a drive that is BitLocker encrypted. But we can just hit skip this drive, and we're going to come over here and go to advanced options, and then we're going to say continue into Windows 11. And then that will reboot the computer normally and not go into Windows Recovery, and therefore it should grab the key and boot right up. It's only because we're trying to get into Windows Recovery where you need the BitLocker key, if that makes sense. So this next time should be just fine. You can tell I've dealt with this a lot. If it's going to come back on. All right, got our Dell screen. So yeah, never freak out about the BitLocker key if you see it going to Windows Recovery. So now it's just booting like normal, and we should get our Windows login screen. So the key is in the BIOS chip. It's actually stored in the PTT, or no, this isn't PTT. What would it be? On AMD. I can't remember what AMD's is called, but PTT is Intel's version of it inside the ME region. And then there is a TPM chip that used to be separate, and then now they don't really put them separate on any of these Dells. They're all inside the ME region. And then this, and AMD has it somewhere, stored somewhere else. Does anyone know what it's called on the AMD's? Is it TPM on the AMD? I think it's called something else. So this thing is at their login screen. Let me shut it back down. I'll go in the BIOS and I'll show you what it looks like here. TPC, okay. FTM, might be FTM. FTM sounds like something. Okay, so there's multiple people saying FTM. So yeah, I'll boot into the BIOS so we can actually look at that so I can show you. But because this is an AMD system, it's going to be different than, they still call it TPM 2.0. It's like a TPM 2.0 compatible type of thing. So the TPC chip is unhackable. So if it's the firmware stored, or if the key is stored inside the TPM itself or TPM area, and so I don't know if you watch that one. I did a video where I actually bypassed BitLocker and was able to boot into a Windows install. Yeah, firmware trust platform module. So it is FTPM. Okay, thank you for that. But yeah, so I did do one a while back where the motherboard was bad, and I was able to transfer the TPM chip over and transfer their BIOS information over, and then I got the thing to boot up. Well, all these other ones are actually, all these newer systems don't have a separate TPM chip, so you would actually have to transfer the entire BIOS chip over, which doesn't work because the ME region on that is serialized to the chipset in the CPU, and so therefore it would know that there's a different machine that's on, and then it won't work. Sorry, I'm trying to turn this thing back on. So FTPM, Firmware Trust Platform Module. I'm just trying to get in the BIOS so we can show it. So PTT is Intel's same thing. It's all equal together. Why is it not posting again? You saw that I saved that one. Amber Alert from Austin. I didn't know there was an Amber Alert. Okay, microwaves for 30 seconds usually. So now we're not posting. Hold on, guys. Oh, there it is. Give me a second. I missed it. Okay, anyway, yeah, so I was just going to show you that inside the BIOS, but it is booting up fine. It is working, so I was able to fix this one. Now, this one was definitely one of the easier fixes of at least the night or in most streams. So whenever we run into something where we have a physical damage, so that points us right to it. Then we have something that is a capacitor, so it's kind of straightforward, and that's the actual catastrophic damage. It didn't blow up any extra chips or anything like that. The most complicated part about the whole thing was just that we had to rebuild that trace. We had to grind it down, and then instead of actually putting a pad there, we actually just jumped it with solder. It did work out. It looks pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with the results of it. And these capacitors right here are probably a little bit overkill, but I do like the two-tone look, so I feel like that is an upgrade, because when you have a two-tone look, almost like racing stripes, it makes the laptop go faster. So definitely an easy one. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, and thanks for watching. I saved another laptop! All right, so that one's done. Let me put these away. Oh, and we can grab another one. Do you guys, okay, so I have another one of these machines. It's the 7440. It's the same type of machine, except it's the Intel version of it, if you want to see what that looks like. And that one supposedly has a burn on it too, from a totally different person. or I can go dig up something crazier. I got some crazy repairs here right now, guys. If you want something that's really brain-breaking, we can do it. I decided I didn't want to put brain-breaking in the live stream today, but we can do brain-breaking since we got through 2. Oh, questionable. So let's see. We need a Klingon, Klingon, performing laptop repair. Klingon. I don't do it. Klingon stuff. I don't know Klingon. No power, no burn. How many pizzas can you eat? Let's go crazy. Well, let me just tell you what these other ones are. We can do the other one because it may be just another straightforward fix, the next one. But let me tell you what I have over here. I have one that, hold on, let me tell them to you, and you guys might just scream out and go, yes, let's do that for sure. Because I'm not going to do a video on it, I don't think. So this one says RAM freezes. So this is one where if you run like a RAM test on it, it freezes, but it won't make it the Windows. But like so if you run diagnostics, it pass diagnostics, but if you run the extended RAM test, it fails. But the RAM's built on the motherboard. So that's that one. And then I have another one that's really messed up that I don't know what to do with. This one does not boot on battery. It will power off battery, it will charge off battery, but when you're on battery, it will not start. It tries to light up and then shuts back off. So those are ones that I don't want to even, I was like, man, I cannot, it's going to be that's going to be a chase. It's going to be some problems. All right, so let's just do this last one since we already have the stuff set up for that. And then if we have time, then we'll do it. All right. We're not going to worry about a poll. Don't worry about a poll. We'll give you a taste. CPU said that the GPU to the MOSFET to the LLM. See, that's what I'm talking about. Enjoy watching you solve some puzzles, but you also enjoy watching me struggle. Struggle. All right, so here's our next one. This one is, I have 9 screws and a charger. Okay, so I guess someone had already taken it apart, the customer. Oh, this is from a repair shop. They sent me stuff in the past. And this is, their client brought it in. Okay, cool. So, client brought in laptop, DOA. I opened it up, unplugged the battery. I could see a clear burn mark on the left side of the motherboard. Please give me a quote. Ken's laptop repair. Okay. Thank you, Damien. All right, so this is a 7440, no power, clear burn. Burn, man. I love the struggles. I'd like to get on the struggle bus. The struggle bus. You guys ready for this? Words. Let's see if I can finally nail an intro. My intros have been off tonight. I'm not feeling it. I don't think I'm going to be able to nail this one. I can see it already. 7440. This is not a 2-in-1 though. Okay. All right, we'll see. All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved, and this time we have an Inspiron 7440. Now, this was sent in by another repair shop. They said that their client brought it in as a non-powered laptop, and he opened it up and he saw a burnt spot on the motherboard, and so he sent it in to me. I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. There's still a little stutter in there. Stupid. Ugh, that's so frustrating. Do they have MATS tests for motherboards like GPUs? No, they don't. Like for doing the RAM tests and stuff, they have some stuff. James, thank you. Love watching. Appreciate that. James just did a Prime Twitch sub. Thank you very much. Wondering what happened to the pizza I sent. Freaking ate that. You know what? You sent me a pizza. Did you send another pizza? The pizza you sent last week, I got home. Thank you very much. I got home and ate 3 slices of pizza when I got home, and then I ended up eating the pizza the next day also. So I had pizza. Did you send another pizza tonight though? I was like, so I got an 8 out of 10 on that one. Yeah, that stutter in there. It's because I was like thinking about saying something else, and then I just went somewhere else. But anyway, all right. First thing I'm gonna do is see if it turns on. Hit the power button. Nothing happened. Now this is a USB-C charger only. You lost internet? No. Let me go ahead and grab our charging wire. Where is it at? There it is. I have too many wires. All right, let's go ahead and plug it in. Keep an eye on the power meter. Oh, don't have that up. And there it is. Let me reset this. Okay. And plug it in. All right, so it was at 5 volts, jumped up to 20 volts, and we are sitting at 0.04. Now we're not going past that. It did negotiate, so when we plugged in the charger into this machine, it actually communicates with a PD controller, so the power delivery chip, which is on a USB-C. And so we know that the power delivery chip is probably working properly. It's probably trying to energize the main power rail, but it can't. Go buy some tacos instead of pizza. Thank you there for that, Ronald. 20 bucks, wow. Thank you for that, I appreciate that. That will go with some bourbon, very well. And the USB port might be a little janky. I'm moving it around, it's kind of resetting itself. Pizza tacos, that would be good. All right, so it's not powering on, but I'm gonna hit the power button, see if it does anything different. It's not doing anything. Let me unplug it again and reset it, because I wanna make sure it's sitting at 0.02. You see at 0.04, and I hit the power button. So nothing's happening there. We open and close the lid just to see if we can get the trigger on. It's not doing that. That's like 50 tacos. Well, it depends where you go to get tacos, because Jack, you know $20 isn't 50 tacos at this point. Shoot, gosh, I could probably get 4 tacos. What's your bourbon? My go is 4 Roses. I want to tell you, I got I like wheated bourbons. That's my favorite, or double oaked bourbons are my favorite. So Woodward Reserve. Someone recommended that. I finally picked up a bottle of that. That's a wheated whiskey. It is good. It is good. So it just depends what I'm going for. You know, so I usually kind of pick up a few different types. I've been getting a Redemption. I've been getting. I like Old Foresters. A lot of Old Foresters. I get 50 tacos might be $20. Leave you some diarrhea. Yeah, yeah. All right. I need to focus on this. All right, the machine isn't turning on, so we're going to have to open up the bottom and take a look inside. You guys are always so distracting. What's up with that? Distracting me. I think it's the whole purpose of this whole stream, right? It's just to distract me. Stop yapping, more fixin'. George Dickel Barrel Select. With a name like George Dickel, it better be good. George Dickel Barrel Select. Never heard of George Dickel. That's part of the fun, Nate. No, I know. But some people are like, just get on with it. I'm like, if you want me to get on with it, you're gonna have to watch the edited versions. All right, and the motherboard, or the bottom is off. And we have another indicator here. So we have the black plastic, we have the arrow, and then we have the black plastic that's melted again. This is funny. This is a 3 for 3. There it is. There's our indicator. So it's almost like this black plastic is made to be an indicator. Right? So battery's unplugged. I'm going to take this out of the way. We don't need this arrow. It's very good. So I don't get this many easy pizzas. This is kind of a nice change of pace. Usually people send me stuff that has been completely, oh God. And it's just another capacitor? Oh. Some other stuff. Okay. It's very similar to all the rest of the repairs we just did, isn't it? What do you guys think about this one? Is this one the grand finale? So this is obviously cracked, burnt. We have that same traces blown up here. This one's probably cracked and burnt too. Is this chip destroyed? Seems like it probably would be. Now the question is, do we have a burnt trace underneath there? Is this going to be repairable here? But do you think this actually is what shorted out and then that's what caused the explosion? I can't tell. I don't know if you guys can tell either. See if we can get it closer for you so you can inspect. I'll clean it up. Like the first repair, it's worse. So you think a 95% chance? Wow, deja vu. Deja vu. Let me see if I can scratch all this stuff out of the way. Yeah, these all look... And I don't think the short's even there anymore, because look, this isn't even attached. So it doesn't seem like the short would even be activated still. It burned itself out. Clean with alcohol. I'm going to clean. I will. I just want to measure before I clean it. So we're just going to measure here. So that's ground. So this is our positive, and then these are shorted to ground. Okay. But the positive is actually not even attached. So this 20 volt line right here is not even attached to this anymore. It blew itself out. So definitely an issue. Let me pull this off. I'm going to pull that plastic off. This is the same setup as the other one, so I'm going to pull the heatsink off so I can pull the memory out so I can pull this little cover off. Unless I can just pull it off this way. Rest in peace, board. I don't know, maybe. This motherboard will need to be replaced. So let me go to the warehouse and get a new one. Okay. I'm just going to pull those off. Okay, that works. All right. So you want me to try doing it without pulling out the board again? Is that what you want? Do it slowly. Do it carefully. Do it. Uh-oh. Not like that. The chip just fell off. Okay. I've identified the fuse. The fuse is going to be a trace on the board. So what you do is you just make your trace just thin enough, and that will blow out first. We call it trace wire, trace fuse. All right, what do you think about that? Holy, 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 holy. So this side goes here. We are missing something here. So that maybe that's another something, another capacitor is supposed to go there, or maybe it wasn't populated. Was it a no pop, you think? Because we didn't see anything there. I think it's probably a no pop, no stuff. What do you think, guys? You're gonna have to concur. Look at all that hair. So I'm gonna grind this down. I'm gonna take this one off, and then we'll try to flatten all this stuff out. And then I'm gonna try to figure out if we do need something here or not, but I don't think we do. Again, donor board, you're going to say it. Although I do have a test machine. So a test machine is, we can't steal from it, but we can at least look at it. Right? So let me get this one off. Corner of the MOSFET just blew away. Holy smokes. All right, we got a lot of concurrence in the crowd. You concur, you concur. That's so ugly. It's so ugly. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. So we'll try this trick where we actually pre-tin them with some leaded solder. I don't think this is gonna tin up, is it? Oh, it did, okay. How about this? This is not going to tin, is it? No, it's not. What about this? That's not tinning. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to try to get that off with some hot tweezers. She's dead, Jim. She's dead. Pull the motherboard because the chip is ashed. Oh, yeah. We will need to replace the chip. You're right. Just gonna see if I can get this off here. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Great balls of fire. That is a hole. Holy, holy, holy. All right, so again, same type of situation. We have our 20 volts coming in here. This is going to energize this line that's going to go in this chip, and this chip is going to produce another power rail. I don't know what it is, 3 volts, 5 volts, 1.8, who knows. But I believe that the capacitor actually went short and then went thermonuclear. I think it probably, it probably made that one go short too. I doubt this is shorted over here now, but we could check. I bet that, and the chip could actually be fine. It could have just shorted itself to ground. Because none of this is measuring shorted. So this chip actually might be okay. You know? This is ground, this is ground, this is positive. Yeah. So, did we have an inductor here at all? Or was this just a trace that goes over here? I think the trace just went across here like that, and then these caps just connected here. So there wasn't even an inductor. 24-hour stream of just crater rebuilds. That'd be funny. All right, so I gotta, here's what I'm concerned with, is I don't want this thing to fall off. You see how this is kind of moving around already? So I might want to try to put some solder mask on here. Try to get this to hold down a little bit better. Although it is attached over here really good. It's just when I start grinding it, it has a tendency to wanting to peel. So let me see if I can get this to hold itself down better. It's toasted. A 24-hour fundraiser stream. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I could do like soldering for 24 hours, and then, but then all the proceeds go to like Children's Hospital or something. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting thing to do. Boy, I would be tired. I mean, me just working these 15-hour days on Wednesday, it wears me out. Because, I mean, I got here at 7 something this morning. Come on. This one's not wanting to grind. Come on, you can do it. This is some strong metal here. I would help you run the stream. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I would need someone to help me run the stream. And run and get me coffee over and over again. Thumbs up. Okay, I might skip trying to grind that down more, because I'm just going to run a wire and just kind of make a little area here, because that's going to be too hard to get that down. We're just going to have to run a wire. Raise money for blood tests for lead exposure. I went and got my blood test and actually had no lead exposure. It's funny. I got a heavy metals test when I went and got a physical this year, and it tests for arsenic and all that stuff. And it's funny because my wife opened the bill and it said that I got tested for arsenic, and she was like, "Are you trying to say something?" It was quite funny. It was quite funny. But yeah, so no lead poisoning. Oh shoot. Okay, so this one, see, that's the problem with these grinders. Anytime I'm trying to grind and it starts trying to pick it up, I want to get to that, but I think we're just going to run wires across here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a wire, a couple of them. Stop it. Stop it. A couple of them across here, and then I can make the capacitor go on top of it. Concur? Lead exposure is over height. Well, I'm sitting here holding lead right here and touching it, but I guess if I lick it, I don't know. How do you get lead in your system? Because I mean, I've taken these probes where I have lead on and poked it in my hand, and I've actually took my soldering iron and actually burned a hole in my finger before, but I guess I cauterized the hole. So reply to her, are you concerned? She already knows you use arsenic anyway. Yeah, it's all the rage. It's all the rage in the technician fields, right? All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to just put solder over all this stuff. Solder. I'm going to solder everything around here. And then we're going to run some properly calibrated wire, and then we'll UV resin it all together, make it purty. It will actually, no one's going to actually be able to tell that I have been in here working on it. How's that? Are you done yet? 24 hours later. 24 hours later. Okay, so put that there. Nice. I like what you've done. I like what you've done with the place. It really ties the room together, man. Okay. Come on, get in there. Why can't I get it? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna, the goal is we need to make this connect to there, and then we also need to make capacitors connect to the middle. All right. Is that dark horse flux? It's the blackest of the horses. Heavy metal smell test. Walks into a doctor's office. Why is it cut off? At the end of that, I can't see what it's saying here. I don't know why. I don't know why it's cutting it off. There we go. We're using a Slayer CD, huh? All right, so we got a piece of this dark horse flux. It's black horse. Copper tape. We could do copper tape. The problem with copper tape is that because we have such a big blob there, and I'm going to have a hard time getting it into like flat enough, and since it's just a capacitor, or a couple of them, then I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. Try to get this in position here. All right, so let's do, what do you want? What do you want? Although I'm enjoying using properly calibrated wires these days. Let's see. Stay right there. Let's just try it out, and if not, then we can switch. Again, using left hand with the tweezers. Get right there. Yep, stay. There we go. Stay. Good. Get down. Get down. Get down on it. Okay. Stay. All right, so that's the goal, is that we have that, and then now we can put a capacitor across there to there. All right. Radio. Nice. Good. Good. Perfect. That's how Soren would say it. Perfect. Good. And then now we're going to do the other side. Piece of solder wick. I know, but it's so big. That's the problem. Like, solder wick is huge compared to this hole. Like, you underestimate the size of this hole. Come on. Get in your home. Get in your home. Why aren't you melting? There we go. Good. Good. Okay. Good. All right, that looks good. Looks so good. You're not even going to be able to tell what I did when I'm done. That's how good it's going to look. I promise. Giggity, giggity. Giggity, giggity. All right, so now we take this, cut it, cut it, cut it. That's what she said. Oh, really? Did she say that? Really? Okay. All right, does it look good already? You guys think it looks pretty cool. It's the Flying V. This is the Flying V of repairs. So now we just need 2 proper capacitors to put on that. I guess I should put some solder on them, sorta. Not quite factory. You'll see at the end. It will look factory when I'm done. I promise. I know you're not liking it now, but it's gonna look so good. Or it's gonna look ridiculous. Come on. Just need a little bit of solder on there, just a happy amount. Good. Perfect. Uh-oh, okay. You know what's funny is I actually don't need to solder across here. I could actually just solder this way. I just thought about that too. I could just solder the capacitor to here, capacitor to here. I only need to go there. What should I do? Should I try to solder to those wires, or should I just solder this direction? I think I should just go this way. It will actually look better. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Pivot. 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 Better than back. It looks, yeah, it looks crazy right now. Here, I'll clean it. You want me to clean it up so you can see the full carnage of what it looks like right now? It will actually turn on right now, by the way. There you go. The flying V. The flying V in the house. Damn it, Jim. Damn it, Jim. Let me get 2 of these capacitors. Go for the wire. Because I'm scared. You're just having fun, I know. It's all for science. It's all for fun. I do it for science. Weird science. These look like bigger capacitors than were there. How big of the capacitor was it? Bigger's better, right? We should go with bigger. I like bigger. Science. All right, so I'm gonna hook this actually right here. Let me put this, get off of there. Put it here too. Good, good, nice. It's like a horror show. I love the way the horror show looks. That's what she said again. Man, she's saying a lot of stuff tonight, isn't she? That's what she said. So I'm just going to put it across like that. Built for speed. Built for comforts, built for speed. God, my left hand is no good with this. It cannot drive it. It cannot steer the ship. Cannot steer the ship with this left hand. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. I'm about to freak out. Okay. There we go. That's not what I wanted, but I'm saying there I go anyway, because it sounds more intentional. Okay, here, I'm switching hands. All right, stay on target. Stay on target. Okay, now I'm using soldering iron in this hand. Is that going to be a better idea? Steering with this hand, is that better? Oh my gosh. I need help. Now it's glued on here. Can't get it back off of here. Come on. Come on, baby. All right, hot tweezers. Oh, take a breath. I need a hydrate. Actually, I've been drinking a single drop of water this whole stream. That's probably what it is. It's only been 3 hours, though. This is a short stream. We haven't done much. We haven't done anything in this stream. It's worthwhile. There we go. Got that. Okay, let's turn this. Turn it. Good. Pivot. 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 Remember that? That's from a Friends episode, by the way. He's like, they're like loading a couch up the stairs or something. Pivot. God, this thing is really giving me a hard time. I think there's like a chunk or something on the board. I'm trying to lay it flat. It doesn't want to lay flat. That's what's messing me up. Every time, see, I try to poke it. It doesn't want to move. Stay right there. I'm trying to make it look factory, and it doesn't want to look factory. There we go. Looks pretty good. All right, so we'll do this one this way now. Did I already bring it out of the pack or not? Yeah, Ross, exactly. Y'all know what I'm talking about now, right? Some people know. If you watched Friends, American TV, you know, but it was they were really trying to shimmy a whole couch up the stairs. And he's like, okay, now, oh, I need to grind some stuff down. Do some grinding, man. Okay, there we go. That one went on so much easier. This one looks like it was, okay, this repair looks like it was adopted by aliens, doesn't it? Let me clean this up a little bit. Nice. Hoo-wee! What's up with that? What's up with that? Hoo-wee! Yeah, that looks pretty freaking cool, man. I mean, I gotta say, if I don't mind if I do, I'm gonna measure it and make sure it's all good, but that looks pretty freaking like alien abduction, though. It totally does. All right, let's make sure we're all good here. No short, no short. This one's a little floaty on this side because there's something underneath it, but I can't get it. Main goal is to have this attached. Good. Is this attached? This is not attached. So I'm assuming it was supposed to be attached. These are attached, obviously. So we're missing some. We're missing connection there. So that, we missed that, guys. We missed it. So I guess the trace went all the way across over here too, and this is all gone. So we're gonna need to put another wire, which is gonna mess up our whole system here, but we'll put another wire across there, I guess. And then I'm gonna fill it all in with solder mask, and you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. It's a piece of art. What do you rate my art? 8 out of 10? 10 out of 10? What do you think? Something is missing. No! Falcor! Atreyu! It's never ending. It's never ending. It never ends with this wire. Okay. The triple force. The force is with this wire. There we go. Now we're really cooking. Now we have the trifecta. It's a book that turns into a coffee table. The trifecta. Okay. Cap to plus to cap. Wait. Oh, you're right. Ah, yeah, you are right. No! Yeah, good catch. Look at that. This is supposed to be ground. Wait, is that right? Hold on. This is ground. This cap is supposed to be ground. That's not supposed to... Yeah. Cap to plus to plus. That's funny. This is supposed to go to ground. Wait, what am I doing? You guys catch that? You shorted out the cap, idiot. Hold on. My brain's now short-circuiting. Okay, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's take this back off here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing happened. We didn't do anything. We didn't start over. I was just testing you guys. Did you know that you guys passed the test? That was the sign. That was the sign you guys are paying attention. Let's try this again. So these are supposed to be to here though. And they are. So this is connected correctly. These are connected here, and these are connected here. That's what we're supposed to have. So all this is supposed to be connected to here. These are supposed to be connected together. And this is connected to here. The trifecta. All right. Mad scientist. How many people just saw that? Oh, 1,000 people. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here. I was just testing you. Okay, so that's good. It's all fixed. It's brand new. Let me measure the ground. So measuring the ground, clear. Measuring the ground, all this is fine. So, good. All right, I think that chip's fine too. And scene. Let me get some solder mask. I'm gonna mask it up so you can't see the crazy patterns. Did you just short plus to plus? Yes, it's the new way of soldering, people. It's the new way. Okay, so now we just put this in here. No one will ever see that it even existed. Except you guys will know that it's there. Oh. Can't have that happen there. All right, the flying V. We're going to make sure the flying V does show up a little bit. Just a little bit. Looks good. All right, I like it. Look, it's almost an A, actually. Flying A. A for Alienware. All right, sus. Shh. Don't say anything. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Do not look into the light, Carol Ann. All right, so that's going to cure for a little bit under the UV light. Whew. Loving this channel, really? Really? With all these issues? It's just because I don't care. I don't care. It's all for fun. It's all for science. And failure is all part of it, right? So it's okay if I do fail in front of 1,000 people. Not a big deal. Okay. But the 2-in-1 unit, is this a 2-in-1? This is not a 2-in-1. Is it a 2-in-1? Maybe it is. The 2-in-1 unit. So A for, oh yeah, it's the A for Star Trek. Is the red shirt. It's the ones that die when we send them down to the surface. Thanks for the UV exposure. Yeah, look, don't look into the light. So there was someone who actually believed that they would actually look at the UV light and actually feel like they got exposure through the TV. And that was a big deal. So that's why I say it. That's why I said it. It needed to be said. Nathan, did you ship my Alienware 15 display? Yeah, it would have shipped same day. If you ordered it today, within 5 hours, or more than 5 hours ago, it shipped out today no matter what. Not sometimes, all the time. It's not one of those things where like, sometimes ships same day, other times doesn't ship same day. Yes, the red shirt guys. I mentioned it before. Solder mask with nano labels, just like Nate was here. That's right. All right, I love this A. I want to do this now for all repairs. I want to have it where I actually put some sort of special lettering inside of there. Look at that. Hey, that's the Fonz fix, man. Hey. All right, do we think it's going to work? Do we have, all right, put 1 in chat if you think it's going to work, 2 in chat if you think it's going to explode, and 3 in chat if you think I'm a fool. And 2 + 1 = 3, by the way. Does it work? 1 in chat, you think it will work? Look at all those ones. Look at the ones coming in hot. It looks like Where's Waldo. All right, sticker RAM's already in there. Battery's not unplugged or plugged in or anything, but I'm not going to worry about it. We will run it without a battery. Where we're going, we don't need a battery. Looks like a lot of ones. We got some crossed fingers. We got a 6. What's 6.7 for 420? Oh, forgot the heatsink. Did we take the heatsink off? Look, it's that same crappy heatsink. The heatsink supplier is really getting some money from them. So the chipset and then the die for the core is right there on this cheap heatsink. Nothing but the best. Real ketchup Eddie? Nothing but the best, Clark. 3.14. 2 hot spots later. The army ants. What's with that paste? The paste is cheap. Okay, here we go. Power meter. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 0.8, 0.9, 20 watts, 21 watts, 22 watts. Now I don't have the battery plugged in, so we're going to go through some sort of CMOS reset. It's not going to charge the battery, so it's not going to pull up many watts. I bet this machine only runs on 65 watts anyway, so you're never going to get very high. So 25 watts is probably a good startup wattage. We got up to 130 or 1.3 amps. 3, 2, 1, 2.54. You just got here. Red Jake, you are so late, man. You are so late. This is the 3rd laptop we fixed. Anyway, that picture I can't believe. I saved another laptop. Now this one was actually kind of fun, right? So we did notice that there was a burn spot on the board. It took out an entire area trace. There was a couple different capacitors. Now we were able to kind of run new wires and fashion a pretty picture that almost looked like an alien had repaired the laptop. But this is an Inspiron, not an Alienware. But the way that I did it, I was able to clean it up, made it look like it was almost factory, not better than factory, but almost factory. And now the laptop is turning on, probably booting up to Windows. Let's see if we do get a Windows boot. Come on, let's see if we can do it. Oh, it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Kudos, 3 for 3. Chat made a good choice on this one. And we are booting the Windows. So we were able to successfully repair this laptop also. That would be 3 for 3 for the night. So all 3 of these laptops for this evening was actually explosions on the board. They were all indicative of some sort of capacitor that blew up. And so whenever a capacitor shorts out, a lot of times you have the weakest link actually blow up on the board, and that's what happened on these. So the traces burned up on all of them. We were able to kind of just use some jumper wires, some properly calibrated wires to fix that up. And so now all 3 of them are fixed, and they should be good. Taillight warranty is probably not what I'm going to be giving them. I'll still give them a year warranty because I'm crazy Nate. But yeah, this one is working, and we did fix 3. So what do you think about that? Apples there. Spike, spike, spike. So, what do y'all want to do? What do y'all want to do? We still have 45 minutes left on the stream. Please wait. I don't have the battery plugged in, so it's going a little bit slower. 45 minutes left, or I can just go home early, since I've been at work forever. Or we can just do some chatting and some shenanigans. We can mess with something. I am tired, though. What else can we work on? Get some rest. Try to fix the 2006 Alienware. Yeah, I mean, I still have it right here in pieces next to me. Time for some bourbon. I wish I had some bourbon. I'd pour a bourbon right now. I'd do it right now. Although now I have to drive home, so I wouldn't do it right now. Links boot while shenanigans. Let's see. Build the spike power meter. Okay, we can do a little bit of that maybe. Let's mess with that for a second. One and the last. So we could do one more repair possibly if you want, but I just don't want to get anything that's too heavy, you know what I mean? And start messing with things for a long time. Now I do have this little battery meter thing that I was trying to build. So basically it's an inline power meter for batteries that I would be able to send through the spike meter up here, so I can actually see how much current's going through the battery. The problem with this is why I'm like kind of holding off on it, is because see how when I soldered it on here, I took this connector off the board, and the way that this has to connect, so we have 4 grounds and then we have 3 positives, and then these are data, clock, and is present. But these pins are so janky because it's structurally supported by the frame of the laptop. So, and then I'm going to have wires come off of here, go through the shunt resistor, and then come back over to these. And so that's going to be the problem. Now, the way I've been doing it, so I can actually just plug it into my power meter, is to just run like DC jacks. So I can just solder a DC jack to here and then solder another DC jack here. I just don't I don't feel like working on this right now, actually. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it, Dave. Let's just do some chatting instead. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the. I fixed 3 laptops tonight. I fixed 3 laptops tonight, guys. And I had 3 bad intros too. Oh, thank you, Real. 10. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah. So let's just hang out for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go home. So let me pull up my chat window, and I'll try to shotgun some questions. It's hard for me to read questions, but we'll see what we can do. Start a poll to see if we can go home. No, well, I'll do 10 or 15 minutes of chat, and then I'll go home early. Oh, that red looks shorter to the next pen. Yeah, those 2 pens are together. Those color coats are not correct. So yeah, they're all correct the way I have it set up. So let's see. Concur, just chat. You did great. Get some rest. Thank you. How many did you fix today? So I've already fixed 4 I think, and then 3 on the stream. So I've fixed 7 today. Spend some extra time with your family, Nate. Thank you so much for that, Tazzy. I appreciate it. I definitely will. Going home early will help out, even 30 minutes early. I promised the Neanderthal I'd match him. And I'm the man of my word. Thank you there, Jack. Jack is the man of his word. Thank you. Use it, great. Thanks. Oh yeah, change the hot air tip while we chat. That's a good idea. So this isn't on right now. So can y'all see that? Here, I'll put it on overhead. Do y'all want my face, and then y'all can just see the overhead over here? That's fine. We'll just do it like that. Yeah, so this hot air tip actually just comes unscrewed. We can just put a new one on. You did mess up on the intros, which is really what matters. It's funny because I usually don't mess up on intros. I'm actually pretty good at intros, and I don't know what's in my head right now, but I think I was just kind of distracted. Cut out the section of the donor board so you can connect it stably. Oh, weird. That would be crazy to do that. Lunchtime on Thursday in Sydney, Australia. Is it really lunchtime already? What are you eating? So this just comes unscrewed like this. It's just 3 screws. Words are hard. Don't forget it. You're late. You're so late. You say late. How's life? Let's see. Correction, you fixed 3, broke 1, then fixed it again. I sure did. So when I flipped it over the laptop after I fixed it, it actually shorted out on the board and then blew out a capacitor, so we had to fix it again. So I wish you have looked at my laptops. Sack, what laptop do you got, buddy? Tell me your laptop repair ID number. Maybe we can look at it. Ian, if everyone in here sends Nate $1, we can really show him our appreciation for his hard work. Come on, everyone. Thank you for that, Ian. I appreciate the motivation. You're motivating everybody to pitch in for this. Early, it's 7:20 Eastern. I know. Yeah, early is relative. All right, so this comes out like this. If I can get the last screw out. So, Sack, which one you got here? Let's see if it shows me. Nope, you haven't written it in there. Everyone get off chat so you can go home, man. It's 4:20, man. Is it really 4:20? It's 4:20 somewhere, I guess. 3:20 here, 3:20, 3:20. It's changing his tips. It's a sympathy burn. Okay, so here's this old tip. I'm going to mark this somehow so I don't I don't know if I can mark it with a Sharpie or not, but I'm just going to mark it with just a line right here. I don't know, just so I know which one's what. How'd you learn how to fix laptops? Because you're interested to start. I just fixed by learning. I don't know. I just did it. Just did it. I've always been interested in electronics, so I started working on stuff, and I mean, I'm self-taught, so everything's an iterative process, so you just kind of learn stuff as you go. Everyone with questions, please ask no long words, please. Yeah, the longer the sentence, the harder for it is for me to read. I'm really a bad reader. I only went to 7th grade. I did not graduate from high school, so it's really hard for me to get my words out sometimes. Great live, Nate. Bye. Thank you. I have a Dell XPS 9343 in for repair, no display. Damien, I think somebody showed me that one and said, hey, do you want to put this in the live? And I said, I don't know. Direct. Thank you for that, Direct. Appreciate that. No display. But I don't know if someone's already diagnosed it as being a bad screen or a bad motherboard, because I don't work on things that aren't bad motherboards. So, you're self-taught too, 25 years? Yep, that's how you do it. Down to 36C. It's still melting. You got to take a shower. It's bourbon time. Sure is. Oh, okay. So we have the new tip on. That's it. That's all we needed. That's how quick it was. Fred Flintstone. So I'm just going to mark this one and put it out of the way. Let's see what happens with that. If I had a laptop, I would need it repaired. I go smoke and sleep. Wait. I go smoke and sleep. Was the only reason why I was up. Oh, you got up to smoke and then because you were sleeping. Okay. Having the correct tools makes the job a lot easier. Sure does. And so then if having donor boards is the main thing. So like if you're working on a machine, you don't have the exact replica of the machine, it's so much, it's a lot harder. Because like, for example, on the last Sunday we were working on the 2006 pre-Alienware. We're chasing around trying to find components and all this stuff. And it's like everything's slow, slow, slow. Oh, take some rest. You deserve it. I appreciate that. They're chesty. 2021, 7750 liquid metal on the CPU. 7750, I don't think any precisions do liquid metal, but not 100%. If it's an i9, maybe, but a lot of those precisions, yeah, maybe but it would probably be a 7760 or 7770. It would do it. Great stream. Very interesting to see how you fix another laptop. Hey, thank you for that, gal. I appreciate that donation there. Self-taught mechanic of a number of years, and now I'm self-taught teaching myself electronics. If you want to learn, just learn. You'll learn. Yeah, I always just let's say the easiest way to get something done is just to do it. So if you're waiting for something to try to go do something, I mean, here's another way of looking at it. I've had people are like, I don't know how to do something. And then I say, I don't know how to do it either, but let's figure out how to do it. And then you just go figure out how to do it. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Did you ever finally fix the connection for your multimeter? I think so. It's staying connected. And then one thing that I did do that you guys, I don't know if I can get this. Let's see what view. Do I have this view? That view? Is that a view? Can't tell. Nope. Is this a view? Sorry, I'm trying to find. No, I think that camera shut off. Well, what I'm trying to show you here is this wire. Can we see it? There's a wire coming out the back here now. So someone sent me a link on Discord. It was basically, these are AAA batteries, but it's a AAA battery that plugs into USB and powers it. So now this thing's always powered on and always has enough voltage. And I think that was the issue where I kept having it getting low voltage and it wasn't staying connected. So that, I think, solved the issue. Sent me a motherboard a couple weeks ago for science. LC by LC. Okay, so you're LC. LC, I messed up the other night. So your motherboard is this. Okay, so I need to do a correction or retraction, I guess. So here's LC, here's LC's motherboard, and then here's LC's note. And then I have a coaster. Remember I talked about this coaster and I said, hey, thank you, LC. These got mixed up together. And so I actually don't know who sent me this coaster, or there's a signature on the back. So LC, we gave you credit for this, but you didn't make this. So we need to figure out whose this is. So if you made this coaster, shout out. I appreciate it. But LC, I do have your motherboard here. I haven't looked at it yet. Retraction. I've been meaning to retract. Go home, get some rest. Yes, I need to. Maybe I should have another sip of coffee. What'd you say? YouTube is a great source. Thanks for the stream, Nate. See you next time. Anyone that had Windows Update issues with July 14th security update? Mine is churning for 30 minutes. No, I haven't seen an issue with that. Did you ever fix the charging connector on the tablet? I sure did. So I just got it. This isn't a cheap Amazon tablet. I bought one of those like Fire tablets or whatever, and then I hacked it so I got rid of the ads, and then I just plug it in and don't have any issues with this tablet. So that's all good to go. $40 for that tablet. And that's what I use to change all my screens and stuff. Grind, baby, grind. Close, there's actually 4 letters in my last name. Oh, okay. Grind, baby. Okay, let's see. I started in 3 and 1. I got frustrated when someone goes, I want to do what you do. And how do you do that? You just do. And if you haven't, then you do. Then you don't, and you probably won't get there on your own. Nobody, that was a lot of words. Whew. Remember words. Words are hard. Is your microscope a mount, custom mount? No, this is the mount that came with my microscope. I wish I had this other camera on. But yeah, this is the one that comes with it. There's nothing custom about it. It's just, I don't like the mount because I can't go very far. And so maybe it would be better if I had one of those mounts that kind of like lift up and move around. My hobby is high-end home audio. Build custom speakers. Oh, that'd be cool. So you build the cones and stuff too, or rebuild the cones? I used to do audio stuff. I like that. If it's unfixable, it hasn't failed. Take it apart and see how it's made. Exactly. Yeah, know how it's made. Bad LC. LC, it wasn't LC's fault. I use ChatGPT and compile a Python app for my power meter to connect to the computer using Bluetooth. Johnny V, I'm telling you, it's crazy how you can vibe code doing all that Python stuff now. Parts People does the best live streams on YouTube. Do you think so? Do you think my live streams are actually entertaining, especially since I try to at least fill all these spots, right? I'm trying to talk the whole time, and so it does get tiring sitting here talking for every moment for 4 hours straight, twice a week. So. If this is your first live stream, by the way, I do these twice a week, right? So it's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central for 4 hours, and it's Sunday at 9 a.m. Central for 4 hours. So you can log in either one of those times, and you will be able to see it each time. Sunday won't be able to be on the live stream. Okay, so Lee, do you want me, or LC, do you want me to try to look at that motherboard on a stream? I can do that. I can probably put it in next Wednesdays if you want. We can try to do that. What will be your, let's see, just go home. Okay, everyone's telling me to go home, and I think I am on there. In Chesty, I think Premise is on vacation is what we heard. I just heard from somebody else, but I messaged him. He never replied back. Let me see if he replied back. Premise, nope. He has not replied back, so hopefully he's okay. I wouldn't donate or buy merch if I wasn't entertained. Jack, you entertain me there, Jack. Okay, I'm gonna go. Actually, night. So I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We did have an interesting stream. I tried to put all those machines together that everyone said that was like burnt, right? So we had 3 machines, all had burnt. They all had similar explosions, all had similar types of fixes. Now, repairs aren't always that straightforward, so when we have a shorted capacitor, they go boom, boom, and burn up. We have to kind of rebuild the area, replace those components. But we luckily were able to fix all 3 of them. One of them we actually thought was going to have a bad chipset. It's running fine too, so that did work out. I appreciate everybody who came out tonight, especially the people who donated to the stream. That does help me out a lot because I do end up going down a lot of rabbit holes that are I'm not rewarded on because I do everything on the flat rate, and so you win some, you lose some. And so all that stuff does help me out a lot. And anybody who did subscribe or became a member of the channel, that does help out a lot. Make sure to shout out and say thank you to all the mods who keep the chat clean, especially the one who put Ken in timeout. Just kidding, Ken. And so they do work hard. It is a lot of work to kind of help juggle stuff with me because I'm having a hard time keeping up with stuff as it is. But anyway, make sure to, let's see. Next stream is going to be next Sunday, 9 a.m. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll probably do a multi-repair, but I may come up with something else. But appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for watching. I saved another laptop.